You're watching The American on ESPN. The season's coming to a close in Boca Raton, but the Florida Atlantic Owls have had a spirited week of practice. FAU hosts Senior Day against the talented East Carolina squad that until days ago was in the conversation for the American title game. It's the Pirates and the Owls coming up next from Boca. As we take a look at the standings in the American, North Texas punching their ticket the other day to the championship game. Navy keeping an eye on that Tulane matchup with Charlotte later on. The Green Wave control their own destiny. Welcome into Flagler Credit Union Stadium. So good to be alongside the former NFL defensive lineman Lige Douzable. I'm AJ Ricketts. Maria Tribal Peace will join us momentarily. Partner ECU looking for its first 8-win campaign in the regular season in 11 years. FAU trying to send their seniors out on the right note.
Yeah, for FAU, it's Senior Day. Unfortunately, you can't get to a bowl game, but there's going to come a time, AJ, where you're going to take your last snap. How do you want to be remembered? And for ECU, you talked about it. Legacy is a real thing. You can go into the ECU history books. 8 regular season wins has not been done since 2014. Legacy is on ECU's mind.
Maria Tribal Peace caught up with ECU head coach Blake Harrell.
Coach, your team has been able to respond every week after a loss. How do they do that again here today?
Yeah, I think it's focused on us. You know, we've done a great job all season long responding. We got a chance to go win number 8. And first time since 2014, 6 wins, the most American Conference since East Carolina joined it. And we just got to go play our game. That's with great energy. And it's a day where you got to bring your own energy, so we got to do a great job with that. And then effort, you know, play after play after play, and start fast will be a key for us as well.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
The Pirates will look to start faster this week than they did at UTSA with the help of their wideout, Anthony Smith. It's a great matchup of wide receivers today.
Yeah, Anthony Smith, big-bodied, 6'3", 190 pounds. He's a guy that's not the biggest guy, but he's tough to bring down in open space. And you see the guy on the right, Easton Messer. He leads all the FBS in receptions per game. AJ, what can he do? He had a rushing touchdown last week. He has a throwing touchdown earlier this season, and he has multiple receiving touchdowns. Him and his quarterback, Caden Veldkamp, make one of the best dynamic duos in all of college football.
And if you're the guy at wideout in Zach Kitley's system, I mean, you are going to thrive and be in a good position.
That and the quarterback position. He has a long history of developing quarterbacks, and you talked about it. If you're that, more specifically, slot receiver that Messer is, you're going to get a ton of production in this offense.
Andrew Nelms will send us away on a windy afternoon here in Boca Raton. Gust 16, 20 miles per hour, overcast skies, which should be good holding off the rain. Glad to have you with us on ESPN+. Partner, hope you had a nice Thanksgiving. Did you enjoy yourself the other day?
I did, man.
Yeah.
I just spent some time with my family. I had to work on Thanksgiving, so we did our celebration the day before, but It was great. You know, my mom, my sister, my mother-in-law, they all came down, and we had a good time.
We're underway here in Boca as Mike Wright sees this one sail into the end zone. Pirates will start this one at the 25. 7-4 overall, 5-2 in American play. It's our first look at the redshirt junior, Caden Hauser, who's had such a nice campaign this year. Tough one last week on the road at UTSA, but he has been Mr. Consistent for the Pirates.
Those are really good velocity, and when he starts fast, the offense opens up. The games that they've struggled in, he's had slow starts, just like last week versus UTSA, so I know they wanted to get him into a rhythm early in this game.
London Montgomery will be the starting tailback, the backfield with him. Pirates have not lost back-to-back games this year. They'll keep it on the ground with Hauser on the first play call. Get him a couple of yards on the run to set up a nice second down.
Yeah, both of these teams go up-tempo. You see it right there. Caden Hauser, his mobility comes into place. A little bit of quarterback power right there just to get him in rhythm, get him that first hit so he can get comfortable into the game.
Keeping it on the ground. Montgomery the carry this time, setting up 3rd and short. Yeah, ECU head coach Blake Harrell said if that loss last week was week 4, week 5, I might evaluate it a little differently, maybe harp on the mistakes a little more. Wants them to cleanse it, move on. Next play. Play action here. Hauser scrambles forward. He's got first down yardage. All right, let's take a look at our do's and don'ts here. Lige, what you got first for ECU?
For the ECU offensive do's, get Caden Hauser in a rhythm early. When Hauser's in a rhythm early, the Pirate offense gets going. And their losses, the common denominator, they didn't get him going. See him taking a shot down here.
Looking for Smith. Incomplete. Done defensively by Therese Reed in coverage.
Yeah, the dunk for the FAU defense. Don't allow last week's loss to bleed into this week. We had a saying when I played, don't let last week's team beat you twice. The FAU defense struggled. They can't let that happen again this week. You see it right here. We talked about Anthony Smith in the open. They're trying to get him down the field right there. Just an underthrow by Caden Hauser.
Montgomery dives forward, set up a third and short. A humbling game last week for the FAU defense. Had a chance, 2-minute drill defensively to win the game. UConn a couple 3rd and 10s, but Joe Vignano and the Husky offense getting in the end zone, capping what's been a magical campaign for UConn. Of course, Jim Moore on the Colorado State now. 3rd and 5 here for ECU.
You'll see defensive coordinator Brett Dewhurst. He'll give you different multiple looks up front. Right here you see number 44, Tyler Stolsky. He's on the edge. He's more of an off-ball linebacker, but they bring him down on 3rd down.
Drops back into coverage here. Hauser across the middle, fastball. Well done, good hands there by Smith to bring it in and move the chains.
Nice patience by Caden Hauser. You talked about it. He dropped the coverage. They changed the look post-snap. He does a good job surveying the field. Go right, left. Nice job. Nice high pointing in the ball right there by Anthony Smith, the 6'3", 189-pound receiver.
Finds another pocket in the defense here. That's his tight end, Serial Riles, the junior from Jacksonville. ECU moving the football.
He's getting up a little slow. He's a guy that has a really unique skill set. He's so athletic. They split him out a lot of times at receiver. So even with Yonix Smith being hurt last week, he's back to number 2 receiver. They were able to go 12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends because of the skill set of Riles. They can split him out like a receiver.
1251, please. Thank you.
45-plus yards in 3 of his last 5 games. It was funny talking to John David Baker. He calls Riles a South Georgia kid because he's from Jacksonville, which is it's kind of fair. That's fair.
He knows Florida kids do not like that at all.
It riles him up. 1st and 10 here. Montgomery's second handoff. Rolling forward into the pile for 3 yards. There's only one team that has more snaps per game in college football than ECU, and it's this Florida Atlantic side.
It's the team they're playing today, right? Again, we talked about it earlier. Both of these teams go up tempo. So that was the biggest thing talking to both defensive coordinators. They want their players to get their cleats in the ground, communicate, everybody be on the same page. Because if you don't, that's where that tempo can really hurt you.
Sometimes it can feel like a rarity to get to less than 20 seconds on the play clock for both of these sides. They'll snap it with 30 quite often. Marlon Gunn in as the tailback. He gets his first carry. Gunn bouncing off the first tackle. Good physicality. Marlon Gunn Jr., the redshirt senior from Baton Rouge.
Nice misdirection play. They pull the left tackle, left guard. They toss it out to the flat to Marlon Gunn. And a nice block by number 9 on the outside. Anthony Smith, we talked about it. He's their physical back. You see it right there. 6 foot, 215 pounds. He's a guy that runs through contact.
Another carry to Gunn on the zone play. Gunn staying on his feet, dragging some defenders with him. Only 5 carries in each of the last 3 games, but some productivity here in the first quarter for Gunn.
Yeah, ECU's offensive coordinator John David Baker said, we want to run the ball more. We want to be more effective running the ball. Simple split zone. He does a nice job. Puts that left foot in the ground, gets vertical. And this is what plagued FAU's defense last week, AJ. Missed tackles. He made about 2 or 3 guys miss and picked up an additional 4 or 5 yards.
This time Hauser on the option. Bouncing to the hashes. Hauser's inside the 10. Setting up 1st and goal for ECU. Very positive first drive here. Wendell Philord in on the tackle. Down on the field. And 2 Owls needing attention. Chris Keys Jr., one of them, Philord the other. ECU has moved 59 yards down the field on this 10-play drive thus far. We'll take a break here, a couple minutes into the first quarter as Keys and Philord are attended to. FAU Owls injured on that last play. Maria Tribalpiece has more on the sideline.
See Wendell Fullord. He was walked off the field on his own accord, but he was helped by 2 people. He went straight to the locker room, guys. So we'll keep an eye out on that.
All right, thanks, Maria. It's already Lige and FAU defense that has been hampered by injuries the last few weeks. This doesn't help.
Not at all. They're real thin at the defensive line position, and right now you lose a safety and you're starting nickel corner. That really hurts the depth of this defense that has struggled this year.
First and goal at the 7. They motion Javante Connor. It's a handoff to Marlon Gunn, spinning forward down right at the goal line.
Hey, they really love this combination of London Montgomery and Marlon Gunn. Montgomery's more of that slashing type running back, and you talked about it earlier. Gunn is a physical presence again at 6 foot, 215 pounds. He's going to run through those arm tackles.
Gunn gets another carry, pushes forward, touchdown ECU. What a start here on the road in Boca. It's a 180 from their game last week at UTSA.
See right here, the big guys up front doing a nice job. You see number 75 right there, and also number 77, Cooper Trosnowski. They do a good job on the left side of that line, those simple inside zone. Marlon Gunn just continuing to drive those legs, gets into the end zone. And it's important, AJ, because when ECU has scored first, they are 7-0 this year, so they wanted to have a fast start.
It was the point of emphasis from the coaching staff all week. Everyone we talked to, we have to start faster. We got that on that first drive. 13 plays, 75 yards, 4:33 off the clock. And they wanted the ground game to be part of that. They get 50 yards on the ground as Gunn punctuates the first ECU possession with a touchdown run. East Carolina looking for their first 8-win regular season in 11 years. Off to a nice start, finding pay dirt early. And welcome back, 7-0 East Carolina with a quick first drive. Now our first look at FAU quarterback Caden Veldkamp, who has been the beneficiary of the Zach Kitley offense, transferred in from Western Kentucky after earning Conference USA Player of the Year honors last season. He has thrived in this system, but quickly finds himself down 7-0. They get Easton Messer involved quickly out of the gates. Surrounded by 3 ECU Pirates. Ball popped out there. Messer was surrounded immediately, fumbled the football, and ECU recovers. First play, it's a turnover as Josiah Robinson comes out of the pile with it.
By one of their better players, Easton Messer. And right before that play, we saw Caden Veldkamp. He signaled to the receivers. He was taking the play. Because they had the numbers on the outside, they had 3 against 2. So they decided to throw the screen. Look at everybody get to the football. You see it right there, number 15. Jordy Lowry does a nice job ripping that football away. A nice hustle by Josiah Robinson, number 8, to recover that. Big turnover early for the ECU Pirates.
Kind of a nightmare start here for Florida Atlantic for the second straight week. Remember last week against UConn, they got punched in the mouth first down 24-3 out of the gates.
Correct, and came all the way back and even took the lead in that game. So, you know, if you're Coach Kitley, you're telling your team, hey, yes, we haven't started off how I wanted to, but we can come back in this game.
This is Riles, the tight end. Riles rumbling, great cutback. East Carolina scores on the first play following the turnover, 27 yards.
And AJ, we highlighted him earlier. I told you he has a skill set that is unique. He has receiver-like skills in the open field. Simple tight end screen. Nice job by the offensive line getting out in front. But then you see the athletic ability in open space to make the safety miss, cut back cross against the formation, and get into the end zone.
It's an ECU side. They love using their tight ends. They love Riles, Javante Connor. They've been so effective this season. Nick Mazie on for the PAT. And in the blink of an eye, less than 5 minutes in, Lige, it's 14-0.
What a job by the ECU Pirates, right? Sudden change. Get your tight ends involved. Tight end screen. Nice job by the offensive line. Desario Riles gets the Pirates up 14-0.
Introducing Verts. Swipe for news and highlights. Now available on the ESPN app.
Florida Atlantic finds themselves down 14-0. They've only run one play of offense. Already in a bit of a hole here for the second straight week. As Caden Veldkamp comes back out after that Easton Messer fumble. Lige, your do's and don'ts for the Owls now.
Yeah, Caden Veldkamp again. We're going to highlight him before we go to these do's and don'ts. Full command of the offense. He goes to the best player on offense, Easton Messer, and he fumbles on the first play. But for the FAU offense, get your playmakers going in the screen game. Well, they tried that on the first play, and Easton Messer fumbled. ECU defense really struggled against the screen game last week, and the don't for the ECU defense. Don't allow FAU's up-tempo to control the game. The Owls move at hyperspeed, and if you allow them, they will wear you down.
It's Dom Henry making his first grab of the game. He had that 90-yard touchdown last week on 4th and 1, which was the moments of the season for FAU. Henry's had a really nice season breakout campaign. Slow to get up here. He's holding his hand just like the order was earlier.
It's like he's going to stay in the game now.
Veldkamp with a pocket. Flicks it across the middle of his running back. Hold on to the football. That's Caden Shields Dutton. It's a thin running back room as well for the Owls. Sands and Shields doesn't have its duties the last few weeks with David Terrell out since the Rice game.
Something to watch, AJ. Defensive coordinator Josh Aldridge from ECU. He said he wants to change the Big Ten for Caden Velkamp post-snap. Right there, they do a really good job. 5 at the line of scrimmage. They end up dropping 8 and only rushing 3. That's why Caden Velkamp had so much time. Tried to check it down to his running back. Unfortunately, isn't able to make the connection.
Different defense than FAU saw last week. ECU #1 in the American in scoring defense this year. Pressure from the edge. Throw to the outside, and it's well off target. Assad Wasim. His intended man, it's going to be 3rd and long for the Owls.
And right there, simulated pressure, right? It looks like a blitz. You bring the slot corner, Jonathan G, but you drop the right defense, so it's still only a 4-man rush. Nice job by Cyan Wilson. He wins right away and gets in Velkamp's face.
Velkamp can set the single-season school record with 244 yards today. Chris Robinson holds that record back when he was playing under Lane Kiffin, who might be in the headlines today for certain reasons.
For sure.
Play fake to the outside. Difficult throw for Jayshon Platt to handle. He's been the go-to guy for FAU this year. Velkamp a little off target here on his extra.
And this will be the chess matchup between head coach, offensive coordinator Zach Kitley and defensive coordinator Josh Aldridge from ECU. You saw Caden Velkamp. He checked at the play, and then ECU checked because he checked, right? They had the load front to the left, which means they have 3 defensive linemen to the left and the center. They checked it and put them all to the right. Dropped off in zone coverage. He tries to throw to the flat, a little high on the pass, and the FAU Owls have to punt the football away.
And Lupo on to punt. Nice spiraling kick. Fair catch called for by Peyton Mangrum at the 15. Pirates with the football up, a pair of touchdowns on the road. The American on ESPN Plus is home to 40-plus college football games, over 1,000 exclusive live events, and every American Conference championship throughout the season. For more information and to sign up, visit stream.espn.com. AJ Ricketts, DJ Duzable, Maria Tribal piece. T-0 ECU here, first quarter. Play for a couple of yards. Ligier last week, ECU had a total of 48 yards in the first quarter, and they were down 14-0. Now that score is flipped and already more than 100 yards of offense.
Yeah, the emphasis was to start a lot faster and also establish the run, which they've done. They got nearly 50 yards rushing already in this quarter.
To the outside, near first down yardage there. Park Jenkins, running back, junior from Houston, Texas, 3rd and shorts. Out to the near side. This is Mike Wright's getting into space, who does everything for ECU this year. He's got a first down by 2 yards.
Yeah, he's the backup quarterback, can play receiver, can play defensive back. He's even punted for this year. So he's truly a weapon X for this ECU team.
53-yard punt the one time he did. It was a great punt. This is over the top. Wide open man. That's caught. Peyton Mangrum down the sideline. Tripped up at the 25. ECU continues to move the football. That's Mangrum, who was the hero in the Memphis game.
He had that slot fade for the game winner. That's nice patience by Caden Hauser, right? He wants this post route to Anthony Smith, but it's double covered. Then he gets to his second read, which is a real route from Mangrum. Does a nice job in space. Just can't make that last safety miss to get into the end zone. But nice patience by Caden Hauser. And also good job by the offensive line, because a route that takes that long, you have to be able to protect up front.
Goes for 46 for the 6th-year senior. Way through the first quarter, CU continuing offensive vibes here. Better look at that big gain for the Pirates.
You're going to see to the left side, he's going to run this wheel route. I talked about Anthony Smith, number 9. He takes the safety with him. He gets dropped in coverage. Mangrum is wide open on the wheel route down the left sideline. It's actually a really good tackle right there by Therese Reed, because he makes him miss. He can get to the end zone for a touchdown. 9th
catch of the season for Peyton Mangrum. Now going to the near side, they've got Brock Spalding down the sideline. Tack on another TD for ECU. They're rolling first quarter, 22 yards.
And that's tough right there. You got the screen and goes where they fake the screen. They run double slants right there. Brock Spalding, who's their speed guy on the outside, he's manned up, I believe, with Therese Reed. He beats him down the sideline for a touchdown. Nice, accurate throw by Caden Hauser.
It does not look right now like one loss might turn into 2 for ECU. There is no lingering what happened last week in San Antonio. FAU was down 24-3 last week. They find themselves down 21-0. But out for the start, East Carolina, that drive 6 plays, 84 yards, 2:14 off the clock, and a nice route by Brock Spalding, the redshirt junior.
Yeah, another fake screen, and then he goes up the field. He's actually manned up with number 23, Damon Allen, who's a true freshman playing a lot because they're banged up in the secondary. Bad eyes by him, right? On the fake screen, he bites up, and then Spalding gets behind him. Nice play design right there by offensive coordinator John David Baker. You fake this screen, run the slants behind it, and then you get Spalding down the right sideline.
Spalding's really had a breakout season this year. He entered the 2025 season, 9 catches in 3 years. That's his 3rd touchdown of the year. 37 receptions. He's been a huge factor in this receiving game alongside Anthony Smith, Yannick Smith, Serial Riles, Connor, all sorts of weapons in Greenville this year. All right, let's send it down to Maria Tribal piece on the sideline for more on the Thanksgiving holiday for the Pirates.
Well, the Pirates had quite the Thanksgiving, AJ. They spent it giving back to their community. Multiple players on the team took time to go to the Nehemiah Initiative and the Joy Soup Kitchen, where they gave out turkeys. There were 20 turkeys donated, 12 to the Joy Soup Kitchen, and 8 to 3 single mom homes as part of that Nehemiah Initiative that they take part of. So giving back in this season to be grateful.
First down and 10.
No surprise there. Thanks, Maria. Great initiative. ECU, they're always so active and involved in the Greenville community. Then 10, Veltkamp. Messer loses 2 yards on the play. Kevon Merrill in there on the tackle.
What a play by Kevon Merrill. He's in the slot. He does a nice job getting off that block. They're just trying to get Easton Messer in space. He defeats the block and tackles the upfield shoulder of Messer.
Play fake incomplete. That's going to be a flag.
He tucked him at the top of the route.
That might have gone for 6 had that not had that there on Assad was seen. It's on Jamari Riddle, who's made him one of the most talented defensive player.
Pass interference, defense. Ball in place at the spot of the foul. First down.
Georgia leads the team in tackles. He's one of the best safeties, G5.
Yeah, simple slant route. They go all out blitz, AJ, right there. Cover 0, no middle field safety. So you talk about it. If he doesn't make that penalty, it's probably a touchdown. He hooks him at the top of the route. It's actually a pretty good penalty by Jamari Ridley. You usually don't hear that, right? A pretty good penalty.
Jamari Sands, first carry of the day. That looked awfully similar to the cover 0 defensive look UConn had when they were burned for 90 yards on that fourth one. Quick slant route. It was from Tom Henry last week. That slant came from the same slots. Fortunately for FAU, different results. Good penalty there, as you said. 2nd and 7. Sands trying to find some room, bounces outside as well to get close to the marker. Should move the chains. Mentioned how FAU leads the country in plays per game, and only at 9 right now. I see the disparity. It's ECU who's controlled the tempo out of the gates. 1st and 10. Back to the line of scrimmage.
Zach King, the offense, gets so many different formations, different personnel groupings. Right there, they take the right tackle, Scarlett Jean. They move him all the way to the left. So all you have is a guard center. They're trying to get the numbers game and out leverage this ECU defense on that run play.
Belkamp, he ran into his own man and then brought down. Ryan Rosenborough finished the job.
Gonna see Ryan Rosenborough. He does a nice job just continuing the rush. You talked about it, AJ. Belkamp, like he was gonna pull that ball and potentially run it. Nice job by the ECU defense in the secondary. Everybody plasters their guy, but he bumps into his own man, and Rosenborough does a nice job finishing that sack.
3rd and 15. Belkamp scanning and brought down. Nowhere to go. Coverage sack there. CU's defense has come to play. Zion Wilson finishing things off after Roseboro had the sack to play prior.
And he leads his team in sacks. Again, just a 3-man rush. They drop 8 in coverage. And again, when a quarterback has that much time and he tries to evade pressure, that's where you have to plaster. That's what we call it in the secondary. Plaster essentially becomes man coverage when the quarterback gets outside the pocket. Nice job by the ECU Pirates. Everybody manning up when Belkamp tried to break contain. And nice job by Zion Wilson finishing that sack to get the Pirates off the field on 3rd down.
And Lupo out for another punt. Ingram will let it bounce. Great punts. FAU's coverage team does well to down it at the 3. Special teams there, but FAU still finds themselves down 3 touchdowns, and East Carolina's just made it look too easy each time out.
Yeah, they've been able to run the ball. You see it, 3 straight drives, 3 straight touchdowns, sudden change on the next play, and then you got the explosive to Brock Spalding down the right sideline. Also another explosive to Mangrum right down the left sideline. So this ECU offense, they want to start a lot faster. We read the stat earlier in the game, like 7-0, AJ, when they scored first. It was a big emphasis this week to start fast after they really struggled versus UTSA the last week.
ECU just went into a venue where nobody's been winning the last 5 years. But UTSA 25-0 now against league opponents. Pirates trying to get some breathing room. Shadow. 35-4 overall. You just don't go into the Alamo Dome and waltz out with a W these days.
It's like the boogeyman in the dome. For some odd reason, it is just almost impossible to beat Coach Traylor and the Roadrunners when they're home.
Riles hurdling the defender to get some extra yardage. Defensive coordinator John David Baker calling the right plays, pushing the right buttons here in this first quarter, which has been a complete 180 for San Antonio.
Man, love these 2 tight ends again. They are very, very versatile. You see the athletic ability by Riles again. He has receiver-like skill set in the open field.
Nice season for this ECU offense, 460 yards per game, 3rd in the league. A deep shot here to Anthony Smith. Took a bump. Clean play defensively there by Therese Reed. Sets up 2nd down.
And right there, if you're Anthony Smith, you have to run that towards the sideline on that post. He decides to go a little bit vertical, kind of leaves the quarterback out when he does that because Kate Hauser knows in zone coverage, if you're in cover 3, and that safety in the middle of the field bites up, run away from the coverage. Right there, he decides to go vertical. He leaves his quarterback out. Now he does a good job trying to high point the football, but it throws off the timing between quarterback and receiver.
2nd and 10. Play fake. It's a run by Hauser. Got through the first level and dives to the 25 to set up 3rd and 3. The yardage disparity is stark right now. 2:07 to 15. There is a flag on the play here.
Legal formation. More than 4 players in the backfield of the snap. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. 2nd down.
Repeat 2nd down, more than backfield there.
And the pre-snap penalty, one of the receivers weren't on the line of scrimmage, so they had 4 guys in the backfield, which makes that an illegal formation. Like there's Zach Kinley was trying to measure, should I keep the ball where it's at on 3rd down or should I push him back on 2nd down? Ultimately, he pushes him back.
Empty backfield here for Hauser. Slant route, that's incomplete. Yannick Smith, the intended target, who missed the UTSA game. Leading receivers this year for the Pirates and sophomore from South Carolina. 3rd and long, chance for FAU to get off the field.
That's a nice job by number 22, Lawrence Johnson, who's played more because of injuries on the outside. Last week, very productive, 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss. He does a nice job staying square on that slant route, AJ, and then with that right hand batting the football away to get to the 3rd and long.
His ball has grown the last few games, really out of necessity. He is pressing Brett Dewhurst and his defensive staff. His consistency down the stretch. 3rd and 15, play clock at 3. Hauser, quick screen. Spalding looking to create. It's going to be well short of the marker. First drive that FAU's defense able to get off the field today and 4 chances.
A much-needed 3 and out for this FAU defense, aided by a penalty from the Pirates. Again, you talk about the disparity in yardage when you look at these 2 teams. You couldn't allow for ECU to drive the ball down the middle of the field and score again. It's already an uphill battle being down 3 scores. So great job right there by defensive coordinator Brett Dewhurst and this Owls defense.
Tripping after that play. I think I saw a point to the scoreboard there from Giannis. You know they're not going to quit. You saw that last week. Just don't mind a little chippiness from that side. Shows the guys still engaged. Easton Messer giving them a nice return. Messer past midfield. Easton Messer beats the punter. Messer down the sideline. 1 to beat. Diving to the pylon. Messer down at the 1.
Looks like they marked him at the 10.
Yeah, back at the 10. Quick stepped on the sideline. That's where the other official marked him. Messer's exhausted.
Look at that. I mean, that's a guy right there. You know he feels bad for that fumble early in the game. But you want to get back in the game? Your best playmakers have to make plays. Let's see it right here as he's on the sideline. Right there, he does go out of bounds. But I think it's more the 4, not the 10-yard line. It looks like they are moving maybe potentially to the 4. Look at it, but what a return, right? You get it all the way to the right, cut back all the way across the field. Nice job making a few guys miss. Stiff on the punter. And nice job by the FAU special teams. Other players getting out in front, blocking. Right there. Looks like he had the 4. Looking at it. Yeah, right at the 4. I don't see it at the 10-yard line. Looks like at the 4-yard line is where he goes out. But that's how you get the energy back in the stadium. You saw the coaches riled up after that return. They needed a play like that, and why not your best player doing it for you?
Giving Zach Kidley, his team, everything he has. Owls cannot make a bowl game after the heartbreaking loss last week to UConn. There's a big point of emphasis this week on playing for your seniors. Zach Kidley told us about the conversations he had with his team the day immediately following that loss. The officials have to take a look at the monitor to see where Messer may have stepped out. It's still spotted at the 10 right now. That, from the vantage points we got, his right foot blocked by his teammate there.
Correct.
call on the field was the 10.
Oh, so yeah,
now you can see it there.
That's a further
we did step out of the 11
field. It's uphill.
A really good job.
First and goal at the 10-yard line.
To spot that on that return because, again, number 14's in his way. It's really hard to see where that foot is, but you can see the right foot does step out at the 11-yard line. Really good job by this officiating crew.
Zach Kitley said last week showed the culture of our football program, the character of these guys. You go down 24-3, a lot of teams quit. For another comeback here today. That was a return of 60 yards off the 53-yard punt. Beltkamp off the play action. Incompletes. Looking for Assad Wasim off the play fake.
Yeah, I think it was going to Jabari Smith, but he actually had Assad Wasim wide open, AJ, in the middle of the field. Surprised he got off him so quick on that RPO. Tries to squeeze it into Smith, but he had number 0, Assad Wasim, wide open in the middle of the field.
There's 15 yards of offense from FAU in this first quarter. 2:09 to play. Camp on second down. Keeping it on the ground. And good tackle. Good pursuit from the edge by Jonathan G. And that play went nowhere. Quickly 3rd and goal.
I mean, he's knifing in from his slot corner position. One thing about defensive coordinator Josh Aldridge, he loves to bring that slot corner blitz. He brings it right there. Perfect timing for that call. Nice job by Gene. Sawing down that outside leg of Shields Dutton and holding him to a small gain.
Off the big punt return, you really want more than 3 points here. Beltkamp sacked at the 15. ECU gets the Caden Beltkamp and will force a field goal attempt.
And AJ, I just talked about number 22, Jonathan Gene, right? He sends all out pressure right here again. It's going to be Gene again. You're going to see him to the right of your screen, right? Shields Dutton doesn't stay in the block. He goes out on a route. They don't have enough to block. Nice job by defensive coordinator Josh Aldridge sending some pressure. Earlier in the game, AJ, he was rushing 3, dropping 8. Now he's starting to send a little bit more pressure.
Harrison Smith from 33 at the heartbreaking miss as time expired last week against UConn. And he puts this one through the uprights. Kitley said the entire team had his back in the locker room after that game. The special teams coordinator, Coach Skovanik, gathered everyone in the locker room, or the team meeting room, I should say, Sunday, and said, hey, this by kicking percentage, by field goal percentage, this is the best kicker in our history. He's been there for us more times than not.
Yeah, Zach Kitley said after he shut Coach Moore's hand, that was the first person we went and saw. Was Smith. You have to know that it has to feel good for his psyche to be able to make that field goal to start this game, to get his team on the board, especially being down 21-0. So just from a psyche standpoint, I know he feels a lot better being able to go out there and make his first field goal.
Kitley said he's been crushing them through the uprights this week. Had a great practice. Leader on this FAU squad. Good to see that first field goal go through to get FAU some momentum, some points. Something here to build off of this first quarter. Right back to receive Pirates. 205 total yards ECU in this first quarter, just 10 in the Owls.
Be interesting to see what Zach Kitley does. No, by trading him aggressive coach, could he potentially onside and try to steal a possession right here? Still early in this game, and they came back last week down 24-3. But Kitley is known to be aggressive.
You know, those final games of the regular season, those bowl games, you know, expect some wacky stuff. Of course, FAU, nothing to lose. Sitting at 4 wins in the regular season for now. Right, we're taking it. What's impressed you the most about ECU's offensive efficiency?
First and foremost, how they bounce back, right? One of my dues was get Caden Hauser in a rhythm early. They've been able to do that. The offensive line is blocked really well now. FAU is down a couple guys up front, but they've done a nice job nice protecting and taking some shots down the field. And I think you look at offensive coordinator John David Baker, it's the mixture of run and pass, right? It's not just them throwing the ball down the yard. They've been able to run the ball effectively, especially early in that first quarter. So I love the mixture of run pass. You see right there, total yards, 205 to FAU's only 10 yards.
Hauser to Spalding. He's already scored today. Gets to the outside. Knocked out a play right around the mark. Because they want to play with the tempo, but also get the run game involved early and check that off the list here in this first quarter.
And that screenplay is intentional. Right? It's literally the quarterback handing it off to the receiver on the outside.
Zone play this time. That gets out to the 40-yard line as London Montgomery adding to his first quarter rushing totals.
Interesting if ECU wants to play, they necessarily don't have to. They try to get everything to jump off sides.
With tempo, Hauser, fastball. The out to midfield, his tight end, Serial Riles. Gets some beats. Sling routes looks like Trey Savage a little bit. He was slinging fastballs last year in Greenville.
This kid throws with a lot of velocity. It really pops off his hands.
Second down to finish the quarter. Short arm that one. Ball to the grass and completes. And that will end a wildly effective first quarter.
That's the end. First quarter.
Boy, they have moved on from the UTSA game. No doubt about that. 21-3 through a quarter of play. ECU looking for 8 regular season wins for the first time since 2014. Pirates score on their first 3 drives. Good vibes only in Boca right now for ECU. East Carolina leads 21-3. Maria Tribalpiece caught up with Coach Kitley after the quarter.
Well, Coach Kitley said that he liked the push from his team at the end of the first quarter to get that field goal, but obviously they need to slow down the East Carolina offense. He said the Pirates keep converting on third down and we're not stopping them. We need to do a better job of that.
Yeah, thanks, Maria. They got to get out the field on third down. Got to be more effective on first down, too, Lige. Pirates averaging 9.6 yards per play on first down.
Staying ahead of the chains, something they didn't do last week. Right there, simple split zone. Nice job by number 6, Lazario Riles, coming back across the formation to get Montgomery that first down.
Montgomery, heavy workload here in the first half. Tyler Stolsky in on the tackle there. The team defensively for much of this season. Him and Leon Hart Jr. anchoring the linebacking core. Second down and 8. Hauser taking a little bit more time here. It's going to be interesting to see the tempo ECU plays with in the second quarter. It's still very early. Flag flies from back judge. Montgomery navigates for a couple of yards.
Holding, number 77. Offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
You would think it's still early enough in this game. You've been so effective with the pace and tempo you played. You proceed as you have.
See number 77 right there, Cooper Travnowski. He gets beat across his face, tries to hold the defensive tackle number 1, CJ Doggett. Ref's going to call that every time.
ECU back to their own 46. Second and 18 for Hauser. Great pocket. Fire near side. Riles has been one of his favorite targets today. It's the FAU 46. Third and long.
Nice patience right there by Caden Hauser. He wanted number 13, Tyler Johnson, who was on a deep comeback. Nice job by the FAU secondary, hugging up in zone coverage. He gets off and throws it to his check down, right, just to get some positive yards. And like you said, it's still at 3rd and long. We saw FAU be able to get off the field last time on 3rd and long. Let's see if they can do it on this drive.
Rouse is already at 5 grabs for 70 yards through a quarter plus. 3rd down and 9. This is what Zach Kitley was just talking about. Big play for the Owls defensively. ECU 4 for 5 on 3rd downs. Owls rush 5. Hauser gets it off. Good throw to the far side. Look who it is again. Desario Riles, first down, ECU.
Man up with number 26, Jaden Swinney. They bring 5 men. They go man across the board. This is a dot right here by Caden Hauser. Boy, on this out route, he puts it out in front where Riles can only catch it. What a throw by Caden Hauser. A nice catch by
Gain
Riles.
of 13, Montgomery straight down the gut. Gain of 9 on first down there for ECU. Back-breaking sequence for the Owls, who thought they had done enough to force a punt. Another handoff and a first down here for ECU. Montgomery 8 carries for 34 yards in the first half. He did not in on the tackle. Another Owl is down here. Gavin Marcelin, defensive lineman. Injuries continue to mount for FAU. Remember earlier, Wendell Lord had to exit the game, went straight to the locker room with the hold in his hand. We'll take a break. 21-3
Timeout on the field.
as FAU's attended to here. FAU fans hoping that they can see a second straight comeback here, down 21-3 after the thrilling game against UConn last time out. Zach Kitley and this FAU defense have had problems with ECU's pace. Already 35 plays from the Pirates.
Would you think they wouldn't as much as they practice against their own offenses? Probably the most hyper-speed offense in all of college football, but it's kept them off kilted right now. Offensive coordinator John David Baker, his mixture between the run and the pass and the tempo is really giving FAU defense issues.
Roll Hauser, he flicks to Spalding, who's wrapped up by the ankles at the 11. Spalding's fourth catch on the day. Johnson in on the tackle. Second down and shorts. And 7 yards on first down there. They just had 9 yards on the run from Montgomery.
And AJ, that's been the biggest difference, right? ECU staying ahead of the chains and well ahead of the chains, which means second down, the playbook is open to them. Like we talked to offensive coordinator John David Baker, and he said they thought they could have some success with their tight ends. Rouse has had a career day already so far.
Marlon Gunn to the outside, has a blocker. Gunn upended around the 6. First and goal as Therese Reed brought him down. Pirates quickly to the line, ready to snap him. Still 31 on the play clock. Gunn the carry. Taken down at the ankles inside the 5. He's their bruiser.
Yeah. Again, standing at 6 foot, 250 pounds, he's going to get one out. It's a really nice block on that last run to spring up for the first down by number 1, Yannick Smith.
Fifth-year senior has been with ECU his entire career. He's going to block for Hauser here. Hauser across the goal line. Touchdown, East Carolina. Pirates just keep rolling here in the first half. Well-designed play to get Hauser across.
Yeah, it's essentially just a quarterback lead. And you talked about it, number 21. That's a nice job. Marlon Gunn becomes a lead blocker. And we talked about him being big. Caden Hauser is 6'3", 225 pounds. You're not going to arm tackle him when he gets downhill. That's a facet of his game that isn't talked about enough. His competitiveness and also his mobility. You see it on full display on that last play as he gets into the end zone for the Pirates.
8th rushing touchdown of the season for Hauser. They love those short yardage situations, and Hauser comes through again.
ECU offense is in their bag. Marlon Gunn with a block. Caden Hauser refusing to be denied at the goal line. The Pirates up 28-3.
Caden Hauser chopping it up with his offensive coordinator, John David Baker, in his second season with ECU. He was a Broyles Award nominee last year. One of the best offenses in East Carolina history. Total yardage was at 5th in the 2024 campaign, which there were plenty of peaks and valleys to contend with. He's gotten on the same page with Caden Hauser this season, and ECU has been the beneficiary. For more on that, let's send it down to Maria.
John David Baker told us when he was recruiting Caden Hauser, he just knew that there was something different about him, guys. He said the first time he sat down with Caden, there was a burning in him that he knew he would never be satisfied and he would continue to work hard. John David Baker also told us that Caden just has this energy about him that he wants the other people around him to be better. That's what they were looking for in a quarterback, and he's made quite the impact here at East Carolina.
Yeah, it's a great point. They love how they talked about the fire, how it burns hot with him, his competitiveness. They say when things aren't right or perfect, he'll let his teammates know about it, but he's done it in a more effective way this season to get the most out of them. 1st and 10, handoff straight into the line. ECU's defensive line continuing to the front.
Yeah, getting back to what you were saying, there was a funny story that we were talking to offensive coordinator John David Baker about. He was saying that Caden was saying, one of these receivers aren't doing it the right way. He was like, why are you telling me about it? You go do something about it. Because when you look at it, when it's player-led, player-driven, when your peer corrects you, it means a little bit more. So he's grown in that area this year as well.
2nd and 11, Veldkamp. Deep shot, looking for Platt. Comes back to the football to make a nice play. And FAU is into East Carolina territory.
It's a nice adjustment right there by Platt. This ball is underthrown. Caden Veldkamp is under some duress. Nice job tracking the ball. You're going to see it right to your right of your screen. Number 35 comes in. Kieran Davis, he hits Veldkamp. Nice adjustment by Platt.
Gain of 36. Messer somehow snared that. Still on his feet inside the red zone. I don't even know if that was intended for Messer. But he's still got a big chunk play.
And AJ, you said the right word, snared it. You're going to see it in the middle of your screen. He's going to come from right to left. Look at all the bodies around her. That's pinpoint accuracy by Veldkamp. Nice hand catch by Messer.
Continuing tempo. Assad Wasim's down to the 10. And at last, this FAU offense has come alive. We're nearly midway through the second quarter.
This is what we're accustomed to seeing, and we kind of highlighted this, right? This is the #1 offense in FAU in the American versus the #1 defense versus ECU. Right now, ECU has the upper hand, but this is what we're accustomed to seeing from this explosive FAU offense.
And it forces a timeout from the East Carolina sideline. We'll take a break as well. Owls on the doorstep of the end zone for the first time today. Lige, the turkey's gone.
Oh, yeah.
They're down to popcorn now.
I think, what is it? It's a 2-day rule?
2-day rule.
Two-day rule, man.
You can still roll with it Saturday at noon. Shelf life's expiring, though. FAU's moving the football here. They had 19 yards the entirety of this game before the last 3 plays, which have gone for 36, 23, and 7. The red zone first time today. Veltkamp at the 10. Slings it. Caught inside the 5. Flag flies. Dom Henry had the grab.
I wonder if they're going to call OPI here on Assad Wasim.
Holding, number 73. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat. Second down.
It's going to be Alex Akavage, one of the seniors today.
You'll see it on the right side of your screen. Heavy play action pass. Akavage gets beat inside and he tackles the blitzer right there. A reason why I thought it could be OPI, the back judge called that on a quick rub route up top where that ball went to Dom Henry.
Cavage was originally recruited by Lane Kiffin's staff here at FAU. He's hung with the Owls through all the coaching changes. Kitley said this guy loves our program, our school, Boca Raton.
I believe he's been through 3 different regimes.
Yeah. Veltkamp lofts it near side. And again, another flag from the sideline.
But ECU lined up off sides.
Offside, number 5. Defense. Lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. Repeat. Second down.
Get Raheem Craig there. Louisville transfer, senior. His second year with the Pirates. Those drive the coach nuts, right? Just lining up in the neutral zone.
That's a mental error. It's a pre-snap penalty, right? Those are what drive coaches crazy because that doesn't take talent, right? You see the football, you line up behind it. So you just got a penalty against FAU, and now you give that yardage back because you lined up off sides.
2nd and 9 as Messer motions. Platt dropped it on the slants. We have a little behind him. They love Platt on those slant routes.
Yeah. He got his head around late, though, AJ. Now, again, the ball was a little bit behind, but you have to do that because you have that linebacker dropping right down the seam right there. You're trying to throw him away from that contact. Platt has to get his head around a lot quicker. He was so busy trying to sell and set up the route that he didn't get his head around to his quarterback.
Platt had the big grab earlier in this drive. It was his lone catch of the first half. They were down to 9 here for FAU. Veltkamp fires, picked off, intercepted. Tegan Wilk with good yardage on the return. Critical mistake by Veltkamp. ECU extinguishes the drive.
And this is the mix of defensive coordinator Dawson Aldridge, right? They show pressure, drop out, drop 8 in coverage, only 3-man rush, but yet ECU still gets pressure. You're going to see number 8 from the left of your screen. He gets right in the middle of Veltkamp. See, he doesn't step into that throw. Nice job by Tegan Wilk in zone coverage, just playing with vision to the quarterback. He breaks on that and gets the interception. But again, if you're able to get pressure with 3 guys, it's going to be a long day for this FAU Owls offense.
I sent it down to Maria with more.
Well, I caught up with Tegan Wilk earlier in the week, and he told me that he came back to East Carolina because of Coach Harrell. It's where he started his career. Then he went and played a year in Houston, but coming back to the Pirates was one of the best decisions he ever made, guys. He is so grateful that Harrell brought him back.
Coach Harrell said he has just been phenomenal for us. It's been a long collegiate journey, but he's part of this safety group for ECU. They say that's the engine for this defense.
He called him one of the bell cows on defense, and you see it right there, right? Playing with good vision, understanding the ball is going to most likely come out quick in the red zone because you don't have a lot of time as a quarterback and the windows are smaller. Nice break. Nice job playing with vision to get that interception.
Couple handoffs here after the turnover for Montgomery. And FAU has put themselves in position to score a couple times now and only ended up with 3 points out of it.
Another crucial third down right here. We've been talking about Desario Rouse, and offensive coordinator John David Baker said they felt like they could make some headway with their tight ends. He's been big for them on third down today.
Pirates need 6. Midway through the second quarter here. Nearly 300 yards of offense already for the Pirates. Hauser lofting it deep near side to Spalding. You bet. Inside the 20. What a throw and catch.
What touch right there from Caden Hauser. Now, he missed his throw to him last week versus UTSA, but this is a simple go route. We call it a 9, right? Nice job tracking the ball by Brock Spalding. He slows down just a little bit and corrals the football. Nice concentration there, but a nice touch pass by his quarterback, Caden Hauser.
Gain of 36 on the play. There are a couple of go routes. One of them to Spalding that just misconnected on first quarter last week, and they felt that was part of the cascade of things that went against them in the first quarter. And in addition to penalties, empty backfield. Hauser, a designed play, needs a block. Flag from the back three. Maybe a hold.
Holding, number 69. Offense, 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Manuel Poco, the right guard.
AJ, it's a nightmare as a defensive coordinator to prepare for both of these offenses. They detach offensive tackles and put them out at receiver. They go tackle over where they have center guard, tight end. Right there, they do the same thing. That way they have the numbers. That way Caden Hauser can run the football when they light box. Unfortunately, they get called for a holding penalty that negates that run.
Looks like something was developing there for a moment and kind of got disjointed. Montgomery on the zone. Reed. The 25. Montgomery 11 carries. Just got over 40 yards with that handoff, right at 4 yards per carry.
Poku just got hit with that holding call. He does a nice job on his zone play, caving the right side or the left side of this FAU defensive line. You get a nice run right there on first down. First down by Montgomery.
John Barber sprinting on late here. Substitute along the defensive line. Fake to Montgomery. Now a little middle screen. Caught. Connor inside the 15. His offensive line pushing him forward as he was pinballed around. Javante Connor. First catch today for the sophomore, transferred in from Ole Miss.
And it's good to see him hold on to a ball because just like last week, he caught a similar pass like that. AJ was fighting for extra yards and fumbled the football. So it's good with all that contact in the middle of the field, him to secure that football.
Connor scored last year in the big win over FAU. See the win starting to become more of a factor. 3rd and 3. Hauser fakes the handoff. He's keeping it. Hauser is fighting for more yards. He's down to the 8. 1st and goal, Pirates. Mari Johnson with the tackle.
Yeah, nice block by the left guard, number 77, Cooper Trevnowski. Little quarterback power. He fakes the handoff, waits for the guard to clear, and then we talked about his competitive nature earlier. Nice job fighting for that extra yards to get the first down.
Already has a rushing touchdown. Montgomery this time. Couple yards on 1st and goal. Leon Hart Jr. wrapped him up. Hart played for Uncle Luke in his high school days. Spent some time in Marshall before transferring back to South Florida. 2nd and goal. Montgomery again. Spins to the 5. FAU simply has to hold the Pirates to a field goal here.
That's a nice job by number 30, the middle linebacker, Kamari Johnson, getting over the top of those offensive linemen, pulling and holding Montgomery to a small gain right there. You talked about it, AJ, right? You're down 28-3. The last thing you want to be is down 35-3. You do get the ball right now after this drive, and you get it coming out at half. But this would be a major stop if FAU wants to get back into this game.
3rd and goal for Hauser. Across the middle. Oh, that's just out of the reach of Riles.
Oh, late flag.
Late flag.
I think they're going to get on number 6, Leon Hart.
That'll stop for a fleeting moment. They had to stop.
Pass interference. Number 6, defense. Ball placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
It's the back-breaking penalty there. Now the Owls really up against it.
And it was interesting because it was bang. Like, he got hands on him and pressed him, the tight end. I believe it's Riles. But past 5 yards, the hook right there. Then you see the back judge, he throws the flag right here. It was that left hand of Leon Hart. When he turns him, that back judge is going to call that every single time. He was in good position, AJ. He just didn't trust his feet and hands right there. Got a little handsy turn, Riles, and the flag comes out.
They got the big guy in right now. Roseboro. Had Roseboro take the direct snap. The 6'2", 295-pound sophomore looking for a big man touchdown. Will they do it again?
Oh, the offensive line wants it again. They're motioning to their offensive coordinator, John David Baker. Run it again, coach. Run it again.
He's still in there. Roseboro takes the snap.
Oh, he's in.
Barreling forward. Touchdown for the big fella.
You love it. As a former defensive lineman, I would have dreamed to have this, AJ. We're athletes, too. You see it right there by Ryan Rosenborough. First time he's been able to get into the end zone. Nice job following the blocks of his offensive line and just getting downhill. Gets into the end zone. And we've seen this around college football. You see it right here? You fake the toss to the right and get downhill, big fella. Thick 6 for Rosenborough and the ECU Pirates.
Talked about these final games of the season. What not necessarily trickery, but what different looks are you going to see? Putting your linemen out for a direct snap to rumble in. That's something different.
I mean, we've seen it all over the nation. Caden Proctor for Alabama. I think he caught a screen pass on the outside and got into the end zone. He also took a direct snap. We've seen Jacob Rodriguez for Texas Tech, the linebacker, take a direct snap and score. So I love that they got the defensive line involved. Look at the smile on Blake Harrell's face right there. He loves how his team has come out here to play today.
Roseboro, mid-year transfer from Towson. It's been 2 years at Towson, and ECU has just jumped on FAU from the start here today, and the numbers are only getting more slanted right now. By the way, that's Roseboro's second and third carry of the season. He had a 21-yard carry at Temple a couple weeks ago.
Man, hey, big man are athletes too. I tried to tell you, AJ, give the big fella some love on the defensive line.
Let's do this all the time. I'm in. What a first half for ECU, one of the most complete halves of this season. Deshaun Platt trying to do something here on special teams. Took a big lick at the 25 after deciding to take it out. A little bit of jostling.
Scrappy out
play.
there.
Anyway, last drive, it started with the pick from Tegan Wilk, who brought it back near midfield, and ECU moved down right the field quickly.
Yeah, Brock Spalding downfield, and then the big guy, Rosenborough, gets into the end zone. AJ, 2 turnovers, 14 points off a turnover. That's been the big deciding factor in this game. And if you're FAU, right, this drive, we know you're a hyper-speed offense, but if I was Coach Kitley, I would take my time this drive. Try to get 7 at the end, and you have a chance to double up because you get the ball coming out at half. That could really swing the favor or the game in your favor if you're able to do that.
Camp hands off on first down. Nice run. Caden Shields Dutton out near the 40-yard line. Positive start here for the Owls.
Yeah, that's how you get it going, right? Get your physical running back involved. 5'11", 215. Since that UAB game, he's really come on strong in the run game for this Owls offense.
Off the RPO, Messer fumbled it again, but he was down first. Incomplete first. Nearly another big gain for Messer. Instead, it goes incomplete.
And there goes that guy again, number 3, Tegan Wilk. He sees us the whole time. Now, the linebackers bite up on this play action, and they try to hit Messer down the seam. But again, vision to the quarterback, and that's a really good throw. Just a physical tackle right there, head on the football, textbook. That's how you teach it right there, AJ. What a job by Tegan Wilk, number 3.
Had a really nice game defensively, in addition to that interception, of course. Camp second down, steps forward, slides near the 45. By the way, we've done some investigative research. There's more where that came from Roseboro.
Oh, there is.
You want to know what this guy did in high school?
What did he do?
Ran for 2,500 yards.
Ooh, so he's got the skill set anyway.
43 career touchdowns. Led his team to 3 straight state championship games. It's like, I've been doing this my whole life. Veltkamp slides forward as a flag appears near midfield.
There's a flag on the play.
And again, this three-man rush is giving Caden Veltkamp some issues today. And the offensive line, I think, is going to be hit with a holding call right here.
Holding, number 73, offense. 10-yard penalty, feet, third down.
Like, the defensive line has just been really disruptive. Roy Tesh has done a really good job. Actually, AJ, pregame we were downfield seeing them warm up, and that guy has a lot of energy. You can tell that energy transfers to his defensive line because they've rushed 3 and dropped 8 a lot, yet that defensive line is continuing to be effective. So got to give some love to defensive line coach Roy Tesh.
Maria has more on that.
Well, I've been watching Roy Tesh down here on the sideline, guys. What we saw pregame and warm-ups, he continues to do in the game. He's very vocal, very loud, and you can tell how bought in his guys are.
He brings the juice. Veltkamp. Shields Dunn took a big hit. A couple of yards past the 35.
2-minute timeout.
That'll bring us to the 2-minute timeouts. Dominating performance from East Carolina has continued here in the second quarter. 35-3 at the 2-minute timeout. I'm here in beautiful Boca Raton, sunny South Florida, where it's a chilly day by South Florida standards, which just means a little bit under 80 degrees. But difficult day on the field, though, on senior day for the Owls. 35-3 as Logan Lupo line drive punts. I think Mangrum watches it bounce inside the 20, where it will be downed.
They think a little surprised coach wasn't aggressive there on fourth. Yeah, I know it's 4th and 11, but he's known to be aggressive.
You know, I was taken aback. I was asking him about that 4th and 1 from his own 10 last week, and I was like, surely the...
Well, the 4 plays in the background of the snap, kicking team. 5-yard penalty, be added to the end of the kick, first down.
I was like, surely the book didn't say to go there. And he was like, actually, you'd be surprised. It did say to go. Home underdog, fourth and short. It's set to go, and he got 90 yards out of it.
And what people have to understand about the analytics book, it's based off of, one, are you the underdog? Two, it's based off you trying to win the game, right? So it's all based on you winning the game, what the score is at the time. So, again, you wouldn't think backed up, 4th and 1, you go for it, but the book said go, and he did.
I mean, it still takes a ton of guts to go for it, even if you have the book supporting your decision making. Because he said, look, we don't convert there, then I'm an idiot to everybody, and that's the way it is. Hauser complete on first down to Connor to the 35-yard line. Maria, you have more on that 4th down call?
Well, you heard Coach Kitley tell us earlier in the week, if I'm telling my guys we're going to be aggressive, then I need to be aggressive as a play caller as well. So it worked out for him in that instance, guys.
Nice run there. Well, here's the thing. Like, this is using the book and the analytical approach. It's not new, right? We've been doing this a couple years now, and I can't recall another time I've seen a coach go for it, let alone inside their own 20, let alone the 10. Connor gets another nice catch.
Yeah, again, surprised that the book said, but again, it takes into aspect so many different aspects when it comes to, are you the underdog, right? We're trying to win the game, so that's why it's going to be a little bit more aggressive.
ECU's continuing to be aggressive here into the half. A little bit out in front of Jiron Waiters that time.
AJ, something to highlight when we talked to offensive coordinator John David Baker. We spoke about this earlier. He thought he could really make some hay with the tight ends. Earlier, we saw it be Desario Riles. The last 2 drives, it's been Javante Connor who's really come on. They've been in less 12 personnel because Yannick Smith, number 1, is back, who's their number 2 receiver. They've been in a lot of 11. When I say 11, 1 back, 1 tight end. So they've been rotating in on different series.
Here's a big burst from Gunn. Straight up the gut. All the way to the red zone. Still a minute to work with a couple timeouts here for the Pirates.
Yeah, this play the FAU defense last week as well. Misfits in the run game. You can see a nice job by the right guard and right tackle doing their job. That's Poku and Nealon. They do a nice job to create that massive hole for Marlon Gunn to run in.
141 yards of offense in this first half.
Timeout. FAU, their first of the half. 30 seconds.
It's going to take a lot, even on senior day. It's FAU side to turn this around. The way ECU has come out determined, motivated. They've won 4 of their last 5 games. Really nice string of 4 straight, which put them in contention for the American Conference Championship, and that slipped out of their fingers last week with the UTSA game. This has been still a very successful season in the first full year under head coach Blake Harrell.
And what I love, it's the culture that he's brought to ECU. How this team has responded. After every loss, AJ, they've been able to respond. And Coach said this whole week, I asked him, like, what was the demeanor of the team? He was just like, it's been like how it has been after every loss we've had this year. The team has responded. They showed up with a lot of energy. And practice day, obviously, on Thursday, gave back on Thanksgiving. But the way they've come out and execute today, you love the resolve of this team.
1st and 10. Gunn to the 10. Spinning for an extra yard or 2. Refusing to go down. Marlon Gunn's been running hard today, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. And offensive coordinator John David Baker's in his bag, AJ. Like, we call that orbit motion. So he motions out and then comes back, and he times it up perfect to get the handoff while he's motioning back on that counter play. He's just refusing to go down on first contact.
This time to the near side. FAU had it covered well. Quez Pedway on the grab, sets up 2nd goal.
A nice job by number 22, Lawrence Johnson from FAU.
Timeout. FAU, their 2nd of the half. 30 seconds.
He does a nice job defeating that initial block on the screen play. He has outside contain, AJ, so he doesn't allow Petaway to get outside. That's a nice job defeating the block and then riding Petaway out of bounds.
This scoreline is a little surprising just by the nature of how prolific FAU's offense was last week. And look, I told you before the ECU's defense is not UConn's defense.
No.
It was going to be a stiffer test, but FAU has scored against some of the better defensive teams in the league this year with no problem.
Yeah, we saw it versus USF was one of the better defensive teams in this league, and we talked about it and kind of highlighted it, AJ, going into this game, right? The number one offense in the American is FAU. The number one defense in the American is ECU, and the ECU defense has gotten the better of the FAU offense today. You have to give a shout out to defensive coordinator Josh Aldridge, who has switched up the picture for Caden Valkamp.
Second and goal. Hauser, pocket collapsing to the corner. Just a little too high for Connor. He had some space.
Yeah, he did. Just put that out too far in front. And it's hard to overthrow a 6'4", 240-pound tight end. That's another nice play design, right? Because he bluffs like he's blocking, screen and go. He's wide open on a wheel route. And then Caden Hauser, look, he's dropped in coverage. He's wide open. He just puts it too far in front. You can see Jamonte Connor tries to get that right foot down, isn't able to keep it in bounds.
.35 seconds, third and goal. Hauser, option play, cuts up. Hauser gets pushed across the goal line. Tack on 6 more for the Pirates.
Look at the swag, AJ. Look at the swag. Young Caden Hauser is in his bag today. And we talked about how fierce of a competitor he is. Again, at the goal line, refusing to go down. This is just old school option. Again, orbit motion. He doesn't toss it. He gets downhill, decides to be decisive. Look at the leg drive. Number 75, give him some love. Kyle Long, he does a nice job pushing him into the end zone, not to be mixed up with my guy Kyle Long, who I work with. But what a run by Caden Hauser.
He lowered his shoulder into the linebacker, Leon Hart Jr. there, and barreled him over a little bit.
He's not a little guy.
No.
6'3", 225 pounds. You better bring your big boy pads when you're trying to tackle Caden Hauser in the open field.
Embracing the physicality there. He has his second touchdown of the day. Just 1.5 points this season for ECU. I checked the drive chart here. I think they've scored every possession except for one.
Except for one, yeah.
5 touchdowns on 6 first-half possessions.
Yeah, again, you have to love the mental fortitude of this team. Had an opportunity to potentially get to the American Conference Championship, lose last week to UTSA, and they didn't play up to their standards. Boy, on all 3 phases have they played up to the standard today.
It's an ECU team that they're able to retain a lot of key pieces. They could be one of the top preseason projections in the league next year. There's a lot of players with eligibility to come back.
Correct. And that's the thing about college football and the era that we're in, right? How will they be able to retain some of those players? That'll be the big thing for Kitley and his staff to work out this offseason, because they have the players. When you talk about how explosive this offense is, obviously the #1 offense in the American Conference. Now it's all about retaining those guys next year.
Well, pooch kick. Let's be down at the catch. 25 seconds left. Wasim.
Did he fair catch that?
Seems confused. I didn't see it initial. It doesn't have to be much, remember. He seems to think he gave no motion towards a fair catch. He's still standing there. He's been playing in the same spot for 15 seconds.
Zach Kitley, he's got his hands to the side like, what's going on?
Right side of your screen.
Never motioned it.
Didn't see anything.
Yeah, that's an interesting call right there. Zach Kitley's still confused. He's trying to talk to his coaches on the sideline.
Game clock for 28 seconds. 2-8.
That had an opportunity to be a pretty big return. I mean, he had some blockers out in front of him.
Thank you.
One timeout to work with in 28 seconds. 97 yards of offense in this first half for the Owls. Veldkamp leads Messer a little bit too much there. Small window regardless.
And AJ, that's a heads-up play by number 13, Aiden Duckinson, right? Not to get that personal foul, because Messer's exposed right there. He lays off, doesn't hit him. That's a heads-up smart play right there, because you don't want to ignite this offense by giving them a 15-yard penalty right there. That's a heads-up play by number 13.
Duncanson, the sophomore from Atlanta. Camp with his check down. Ari Sands slipping the first tackle. Right to the marker. 15 seconds left on the clock.
I would spike it right here to save that timeout. It looks like they'll go.
Clock restarts. Camp. Deep across the middle. Henry stayed on his feet, looking for the sideline. Slips a couple of tackles. He's to the 40.
Timeout. Look at Zach running down the sideline.
Showing off that 40 speed. Yeah, if
Timeout.
he had gotten to the sideline, it would have been too late. It's a good thing he was brought
For the
down.
half.
Nah.
30 seconds. Timeout. Please place the game clock at 3 seconds.
Look at him to the left, run down. AJ, look at that speed. Timeout. Timeout.
Thank you.
Now, the interesting thing, when we talked to him, he said the target line was the 40. I believe they're at the 41. Would he trot Garrison Smith out here for an end-of-half field goal? That'll be the thing that he's going to consider, or is he going to try to Hail Mary right here?
That'd be about at least a 57-yard field goal. The wind is blowing a little bit in.
Yeah, I think he actually has the wind to his back right now, so it'll be interesting. Does he trot his kicker out there, or does he throw the Hail Mary? Looks like the offense is going to go out there.
Come back on the field. Owls need a whole lot more than 3 right now.
Is out of timeout.
Final play of the first half.
Timeout. East Carolina.
Blake Harrelson, I'm going to take a look at.
Yeah, smart.
The setup.
Smart.
Discuss this over with my crew.
Yeah, you want to see what personnel they come out with, what formation they come out with. That way you can match up to it. That's a heads-up play by Coach Harrell, who obviously has a defensive background. Does a nice job calling that timeout once he sees the formation from FAU.
Talk about Hail Marys and ECU, and I think about how close they came at the end of that Tulane game to pulling off the dramatic final sequence there. Coach was talking to us about that. One of their own players actually deflected it away. It was almost in the breadbasket of Yannick or Anthony Smith. I forget which player. They go to the outside, get a couple of lead blockers here. Assad Wasim, and only get down to the 20. And that caps a fantastic first half from East Carolina. Well on their way to win number 8 for the first time in the regular season since 2014. Blake Harrell is 12-5 since taking over as the coach of ECU. Fantastic first 2 quarters here in Boca. More coming up on ESPN+.
Welcome into Studio A. I'm Maria Tribal Peace. There's a lot of things to be thankful for this holiday season, but one thing I'm very grateful for is the opportunity to show you this week's top plays. We'll begin on the football field, North Texas and Rice. We talk a lot about Drew Mestemaker, but how about Wyatt Young? He's pretty good at football too. There he is, breaking multiple tackles for the Mean Green. Then he gets going, running all the way to the end zone for the touchdown. North Texas wins this one. The American Volleyball Championship was this weekend. Tulsa walked away victorious, but before they got to the champ game, they had to beat Florida Atlantic in the quarterfinals. Owls putting up a fight, leading 7-5. That's Lauren Patterson, the libero, coming up big with the dig. It's crossover season, which means not only fall sports, but winter sports are going on as well. Here's Memphis men's basketball. Zach Davis to William Wharton with the reverse slam dunk. Heading back to the football field, Tulsa taking on Army. Pay attention to Lento Smith Jr. That is a one-handed pick. Also, the Golden Hurricane come back and win this game. This was a defining moment in the matchup. Lento Smith, oh my goodness. Let's head back to the volleyball court for our top play of the week. This is Charlotte and South Florida. See this dig right there? That is Maya Thomas. Pay attention to her because she's not done yet. Boom, there she is again, diving to make a huge save, but still, there's more to come from Maya Thomas, diving again. South Florida would eventually go on to win this point. They also go on to win the match. If you see a top play this week, make sure you use the hashtag American Top Plays on social. Keep it right here. We have more coming up for you on ESPN+. Welcome into Studio A. I'm Maria Travelpiece. This week, the American announced their Players of the Week in men's and women's basketball and football. We highlight those student athletes on this week's American's Best. The men's basketball Player of the Week is Tulane's Curtis Williams. Williams averaged 21.5 points and 6 rebounds as the Green Wave went 1-1 last week. Williams scored 32 points and grabbed 9 rebounds as Tulane defeated Boston College in overtime on Sunday evening. The Offensive Player of the Week in football is North Texas's Wyatt Young. Young broke the American single-game receiving record with 295 yards on just 8 catches, including 2 touchdowns in the Mean Green's win at Rice. Young, who averaged 36.9 yards per catch, had touchdown catches of 74 and 84 yards. The 295 yards broke the previous conference record of 283, set by C.J. Johnson of East Carolina for Cincinnati on November 2, 2019. The Women's Basketball Player of the Week is South Florida's Stephanie Ingram. Ingram scored a career-high 27 points against Duke to help the Bulls defeat the Blue Devils for a second straight season. She scored 21 points in the second half while shooting 61.5% from the floor and 66.7% from behind the arc. For more on the weekly awards, you can visit our website at theamerican.org. Keep it right here. We have more coming up for you on ESPN+.
Great to have you with us in Boca Raton, where ECU all over the Owls right now. 42-3 here at the half on ESPN+. Great to have you with us at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Lige Douzable, AJ Ricketts, Maria Trival-Peace with us as well. Hey, ECU defense had a pick and a forced fumble.
Yeah.
The offense had touchdowns on 5 of their 6 possessions, including a big guy touchdown, too. Everything rolling for East Carolina to the tune of 432 yards of offense.
It's been pure dominance by the ECU Pirates. They feel like they didn't play up to their standards versus UTSA last week. They wanted to come out fast. They did that on offense. And you talked about it, the 2 turnovers, 14 points off of those.
Right from the jump, scoring on a quick drive down the field. It was complete opposite. They moved on from that UTSA loss. This is a mature, veteran, confident group. They got tight ends, everybody involved.
Yeah, Rouse right here on the tight end screen getting into the end zone. What I really love is the combination of run and pass. They've rushed for 197 yards and thrown for 235. And you see the determination right here by Caden Hauser running the football. Tegan Wilt got involved, visiting to the quarterback. And then the big fella,
there we go.
Rosenborough, give the defensive line some love. And this is a gritty run by their quarterback, Caden Hauser, to get into the end zone right before the end of the half.
Yeah, the stats tell a clear story. FAU's last in the country in turnover margin this year. They had 2 in the first half, but it just felt like it wouldn't have even mattered how efficiently ECU's offense was.
I mean, the rush yards, almost 200 in the first half, but at the bottom, 9 to 10 on third down. FAU 1-6. That's been the tell of the story.
All right, stick with us for the second half. Coming up from beautiful South Florida.
What?
You're watching The American on ESPN. From beautiful Howard Schnellenberger Field, the architect of this FAU program. Course guided FAU, Louisville, Miami. It's all ECU right now, 42-3 as we get set to begin the third quarter. AJ Ricketts, Leger Douzable, Maria Tribal Peace with us on the sidelines. East Carolina putting up 432 yards of offense in that first half. Jay-Sean Platt will take this out of the end zone. He's across the 25. Jay-Sean Platt to midfield, and a positive start to the second half on special teams for FAU. Let's sit it down on the sidelines with Maria.
Coaches at halftime, guys. When I talked to head coach Blake Harrell, he told me what we need to do in this second half is keep our foot on the gas. This offense has the capability to put up 40 points like we did in the first two quarters, so we need to be able to continue to do what we're doing and keep the same energy. Now, FAU's head coach Zach Kitley told me we have to get off the field on third down. There wasn't really much that he liked from his team in the first half, and offensively, he said we need to stop having self-inflicted wounds.
They're going to their bag here on the first play of the second half, and it's blown up. That does not work. J.D. Lampley sniffs it out.
And Easton Messer is taking some shots. He's down right now. And you know he's a tough competitor, so if he's slow to get up, you know it hurts. What a tackle by J.D. Lampley, who defensive coordinator Josh Aldridge highlighted to us. He's a guy that's had the versatility to move up and down the line of scrimmage. Nice job sniffing out that trick play, and what a physical tackle.
Messer already was a bit banged up from that 60-yard punt return. Oh, man.
And then when you have a slow developing play like that, it just allows the defensive line to get penetration and get up the field. And you saw right there, he defeats the tackle's block and gets up the field. And again, just a decapitating tackle on Easton Messer.
They lose 10 on the play. On the ground near side, Caden Shields Dutton. FAU only had one drive, which ended up in ECU territory. They were inside the 20 twice, but one of those came on Messer's punt return. What can they possibly adjust here in this second half as Veldkamp on third down checks it to Wassi, and it'll be fourth.
Yeah, no, most likely go for this on fourth down. Coach Kitley talked about it, the self-inflicting wounds. You can't have two turnovers, especially one in the red zone when you're looking to come back in this game. And they just haven't been able to get Caden Veldkamp in rhythm. You got to give a kudos to defensive coordinator Josh Aldridge from ECU. He's mixed up the looks. He talked about that, AJ, when we were in meetings. They want to change the look up on Caden Veldkamp post-snap. They've done that multiple times, and he's really struggled against this three-man rush when they drop 8 in coverage.
No decision here, certainly going for it on 4th and 7. Camp in a good pocket, contested throw broken up. Don Henry was his target. Jordy Lowry was draped on him in coverage.
Playing inside leverage, does a nice job with that left hand. Remember, he had that forced fumble early in this game in the first half. You're going to see it to the right of your screen. With that left hand, right? He's playing inside leverage. He does a nice job, not hooking the right hand, but being able to get the PBU with the left hand. That's a nice job in off-man coverage to get the Pirates off the field on 4th down.
This has been one of the most frustrating efforts of the season for Zach Kitley and Caden Veldkamp. Got this offense humming all season long. Top passing offense in the country. Good pursuit along the edge here. Bryce Langston finishing off the tackle for the FAU defense.
Yeah, Langston does a nice job penetrating, getting up the field, creating havoc. Tackles Marlon Gunn right there for a loss.
Loss for Langston, one of the seniors participating today. Transferred in from LSU, a team captain. Marlon Gunn had a productive first half, 96 yards in those first 2 quarters on 10 carries. That should put him over 100.
Player down.
Official timeout for injury to a defensive player.
And the injuries continue to pile up for FAU. Wendell Philord is
Timeout on the field.
His day is already done. We'll take a break here as well as Chris Tooley is attended to. Now we welcome you back to South Florida. Owsley, outside Howard Schnellenberger Fields. But inside the stadium, things not going too well for Zach Kitley, 42-3. Our score, 12:44 to play. Third quarter, A.J. Ricketts, Lige Douzable. We're in a tribal piece. First drive of the half for the Pirates here. Third down. Hauser let his wide out a little too much there. Anthony Smith, top target. Else force a punt.
Yeah, and they're usually really good on those end breakers. Right there, just a little off. Sure, they're trying to get him the ball because before the game, I believe he was only 112 yards away from a 1,000-yard season. Zach Kitley talked about it, third down, right? Getting off the field. They finally do it. ECU was 9-10 to start this game right there to get off the field on third down.
Hey, look who's punting. Mike Wright for his second punt this season. Low line drive, but he get a positive bounce. It goes out of play. We'll see how many yards that ends up. They had a 53-yard punt earlier this year.
Rugby style, roll it out to the right. Man, you have to love, if you're this FAU defense, how you came out on that first drive, because ECU was able to move the ball at will in that first half. We got the tackle for loss on that first play by Bryce Langston, which put them behind the sticks, and they were able to get off the field on third down in tight man coverage.
Beltcamp is 12 for 22 today for 136 yards. Also had that interception in the red zone. Good to see Messer back out after getting nicked up again, but he's going to lose 3 yards on first down here. He's toughing through this.
Interesting thing, AJ, when we sat down with Blake Harold, I said, Coach, just looking at the film last week, it seemed like UTSA strained a little bit more than you guys, which is uncommon when you turn on your tape. Well, you can tell the defense got the message. You talked about Easton Messer trying to get to the edge. You saw how many Pirates met him when he got around the corner. The Pirates were just playing at a different speed than the Owls are today.
Another hit taken by Messer. It just feels like every time he's touched the football today, he's been immediately pursued or surrounded by a contingent of ECU Pirates, and it's the exact opposite feel of the UConn matchup.
Again, this defense plays to a standard. They felt like they didn't play to that standard last week. They're physical, they fast, they get to the football, and they're letting Easton Messer know, you catch the ball, you're going to feel us when you catch the ball.
Blake Carroll thought they might have been too conservative defending against those screen and goes they might have expected from UTSA. And UTSA picked them apart in the screen game. Dom Henry has first down yardage here across the 35. BYU transfers had an incredibly productive campaign here in Boca this year. First third down conversion for FAU today, now 1 for 7.
Nice job right there by Caden Veltkamp, not trying to force the ball down the field again. 3-man rush, dropping 8. You're going to have a whole bunch of time to survey the field.
Even that Messer might have had a little bit of space to work with that time, but it's just been a disjointed day offensively. A tough one to handle from Veltkamp.
Yeah, he's got to shake that off. Usually Easton Messer is the guy that's going to catch that pass. Was it a little low? Yes. But you trust that the guy that leads the FBS in receptions per game is usually going to come up with that catch. He isn't able to come up with that catch, and he's actually going to the sideline right now.
Redshirt junior from Louisville. Started his career with Veltkamp at Western Kentucky. Best friends, made the decision after the bowl game last year. Come down to Boca. Zach Kitley, who they built a great relationship with. Good job bouncing off the tackle, Jamari Sands. It's in the first down with the physicality. FAU fans just hoping next year they can bring a lot of pieces of this offense back. You grow a little bit in the run game to take some pressure off this passing offense as Veltkamp harassed and brought down in the backfield. Zion Wilson gets to the QB.
Second one of the day, leads the Pirates in sacks. Really good initial quickness. They slant the defensive line. He beats the hands of the offensive lineman, gets up the field, and gets a big sack for these Pirates. You'll see him in the middle of your screen. Watch how he beats the center, number 53, Vincent follow cable. He does a nice job in that slide protection, beating the hands. The guard doesn't come down firm. He gets skinny between the center and guard, gets a sack.
Defensive coordinator Josh Allridge said, I mean, it's the first year I've been with him, but the whole time I've been with Zion, he's just balled out for us. He's been fantastic. Former walk-on, Easton Messer, tiptoeing down the sideline. Doesn't come out for long.
Going back to what you were talking about, AJ, right? On that last play, he had an opportunity for a screen, drops it. They go right back to him on the screen. We felt like that's where FAU would attack because UTSA had a lot of success on the edge on those screen plays right there. Easton Messer makes a few guys miss, gets them to third and manageable.
Messer now at 999 yards on the season. 33 today on 7 catches. So he's over 100 receptions on the season now with those 7 grabs. Camp delivers a nice pass to Platt on the crosser. 4th and shorts.
The interesting thing, number 5, Raheem Craig, looks like he was trying to blow up Platt, but he actually misses him, and Platt just falls on the ground, which holds him short of the first down.
Dom Henry secures first down yardage on the quick toss to the sideline down to 35. Platt with the grab before that, and came into this game with 100-plus yards in 3 of his last 4. Midway through the 3rd quarter. Camp. They just misjudged that. Throws his 2nd interception. I don't know who he thought was in the area there. Jamarly Riddle picks him off. There was no FAU wideout in the vicinity. Camp throws his 2nd pick today.
Jamarly Ridley in zone coverage. A missed throw from the quarterback, Caden Velkamp. The Pirates make them pay. Good job by the ECU Pirate defense.
The college football playoff selection show, the bracket will be filled. Judgment Day is here.
The college football playoff bracket is brought to you by Capital One. Mine, Texas A&M falling at Texas last night. Some final week of the regular season drama. That'll certainly influence things. There's certainly still the playoff.
And when you look at it, maybe a team that maybe gets into that top 4, Texas Tech. Now, again, they're up big versus West Virginia. They're still going to have to most likely play BYU. If BYU wins, because they're in a dogfight with UCF right now, 14-all. So there's a lot to play for as we get ready for this final week of championship weekend in the CFP.
Of course, Tulane listed in there as the placeholder from the American, but a lot will be determined by how that potential matchup with North Texas goes soon, assuming Tulane finishes off the regular season on a positive note, barring any upset.
Yeah, they play Charlotte later today, so we'll know for sure who's going into the American Conference Championship around 11 p.m. tonight.
FAU's defense makes the stop on 3rd and 2. Be a fun matchup in the American Championship. 2 high-level quarterbacks. 4th and 1 right here, under 7 to play, 3rd quarter.
I wonder if they actually snap it. I wouldn't be surprised if Caden Hauser, if they do go for this, Caden Hauser uses his legs. He's been really effective doing that today, but looks like they may be just trying to draw FAU offsides.
They'll snap it. Handoff. Montgomery's got enough. Only needed a yard, got 2 by the end of it. ECU moves the chains. East Carolina on the outside looking in. There technically was a chance for them a couple days ago. They needed 2 of the 3 one-loss teams to lose and then needed to put up a dominating performance today. Well, they had that checked off.
Correct.
It was going to come down to the metrics, the computers, tally of the 4 computer models. Would have been a tough task to pull off, but there technically was hope that UTSA loss really knocked them out of the picture for all intents and purposes. But this is still it's another successful season in the first full year for Blake Harrell. Has continued to impress since taking over. Remember, he went 5 out of 6 down the stretch last year.
He's building it the right way, and the players have total faith in his leadership skills. You talked about it, AJ. They made a coaching change midway through the year, and he takes over, wins 5 of 6, beats the rival NC State in the bowl game. Ironically, they had to play them to start the season this year, and almost had a heroic comeback in that game as well. So he just has this team, the trajectory arrow going up for them, and I just love sitting down and talking to him. Obviously, again, defensive-minded coach, but he's brought his spirit, his energy to this team. You can tell it's infectious.
Hauser on 3rd and 2. He's going to pick up another first down. Maria, you've got more?
Well, his players really wanted that interim tag removed last year, guys. Javante Connor would sit next to the AD of East Carolina, John Gilbert, on plane rides and say, hey, we need Blake Harrell to be our head coach this year and moving forward. So I don't know if that had any sway in making the decision, but all the wins probably helped as well.
I always love when the players start vouching for that coach.
It's time. It's time. Take the interim off. This is our guy. You see what he's doing. Let's stop playing around and make him the head coach. I'm glad ECU did the right thing. And obviously, I know they're happy with their decision right now as well.
Montgomery bounced to the outside. I forget. I think Coach was talking about Cecilio Riles and how earlier it may have been a little soft-spoken in his career. But once Harrell had the interim tag, well, he was getting on the plane telling the athletic director, "You got to hire this guy when we sign him the contract."
Correct. It's funny when you look at the 2 tight ends. He said Riles is more of the soft-spoken guy. He said Javante Connor's more of the jokester, the guy that kids around. So it's interesting that Riles was speaking up because he's such a soft-spoken guy to the AD, saying, Hey, this guy needs to be the head coach, not the interim head coach.
Connor, the other tight end, moving forward here. The yardage ECU put up in the first half is the most since that 70 points win, the 70-point game against North Carolina back in 2014. ECU fans haven't forgot about that. That was one of the loudest wins of the Ruffin era. It's a program in Greenville with all sorts of tradition through the decades. They get back to that top tier, and that starts with leading the way in the American. 3rd and 4 here. Hauser taking himself. It's a tough hit as he goes to the turf, gets inside the 25.
I mean, this was beautiful, AJ. There's pressure coming off his right side. They sling the slot corner. Watch him. Look to the right. All right, there's a honey hole. Let me dive up into this honey hole, get the first down again. And he takes a tough shot at the end right there, but that's a facet of his game that isn't talked about enough, right? His decisiveness in the pocket. He maneuvers in the pocket, feels the pressure, and evades it and picks up a big first down.
Montgomery. Pass protection. Hauser off his back foot. Complete. Not really anybody around the area. Be second and down. You talk about the ECU tradition. Pat Dye set the foundation a few decades ago. Got things rolling with the Independence Bowl victory to start the tradition in '78. You go through the decades. The Peach Bowl comeback against NC State in '92. Played NC State a number of bowl games through the years. And the FBS receiving records, Justin Hardy, Zay Jones, what they did in their time in the program. They've had big-time players, future pros, through the decades, continue to compete at a high level in the American. Riles brings this in inside the 20.
Yeah, you can go back to the days of Chris Johnson being there, right, and how explosive he was on offense, not only on offense, but on special teams as well. So this is a team that prides themselves on tradition. Having been blessed to be in a conference with ECU most of my college career, it's a really tough place to play up there in Greenville. They have a really good fan base.
And an atmosphere against Memphis the other week was fantastic. Their senior day, down to the final minutes. How much fun was that? Everybody coming onto the field after. Flag from the near sideline here blows it dead on 3rd and 4.
Encroachment, number 12, offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I thought it was so cool in that Memphis game how it was Peyton Mangrum to make the game-winning grab. Former walk-on, started his career at South Carolina. He's in his 6th season of college football. Only has 8 catches this year, but that was he'll remember that one forever.
And his only touchdown reception was that game.
Yeah.
Right. So again, on senior day, a senior, former walk-on, to have that moment. This is what college football is all about.
Take the screen one way, go the other. Good yardage on a 3rd down call. Move the chains there for Dylan Lorick. Redshirt freshman wideout. ECU starts to get some of their reserves in there. Miscommunication on the snap.
False start, offense, everyone moved except the center. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So I'm guessing AJ the center didn't get the snap count. Everybody else moved except for him.
That's what you never want to hear that as a center. Everyone but the center.
Yeah, and if you're Blake Merrill, you want to finish this game the right way, right? You don't want to have those pre-snap penalties. Those are mental lapses, is what we call them in the locker room. You want to be able to finish this game how you started it, executing at a high level.
1st and 15. The 15-yard line. Jaquez Pedway with his 2nd grab. There is a flag. FAU's sideline was yelling for holding.
Yeah, I think they're getting number 9, Anthony Smith, on the edge.
That grab by Lorick a moment ago, just his 2nd of the season. Redshirted last year.
Holding, number 9, offense, 10-yard penalty, complete 1st down.
ECU methodical here on this drive. 14 plays, 36 yards thus far. Hauser, watch out. Ooh. Pressure coming from the backside. Whistle didn't blow. Stolsky wound up with it. Tackled at the 25. Ruling on the field is FAU football.
Really good rush by number 96, Josh Roberts, who actually had a sack last week. Might have been the only sack the Owls defense had last week. Does a really good job bending the edge. I think this is going to be an incomplete pass.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
Oh, no, that hand was back. It's a good job by Stolsky playing through the whistle. Nice rush by number 96, Josh Roberts, to get that forced fumble.
Everybody froze. Stolsky kept playing, and FAU forces a turnover here in the final moments of the third quarter.
Timeout on the field.
The American on ESPN Plus is home to 40-plus college football games, over 1,000 exclusive live events, and every American Conference championship throughout the season. For more information and to sign up, visit stream.espn.com. Zach Gibson is the FAU quarterback now out of that timeouts. His Owls down 42-3. Grad student who spent time at Georgia State, Georgia Tech, and Akron. He hands off to Caden Shields-Dutton. That goes nowhere. Quickly brought down by Torrin Brazel.
Stark, Florida, so you know he's excited to be back in the state of Florida. Probably has some friends and family here. That's a nice job getting up the field and being disruptive.
After the loss of 3, it's into the dirt. Dom Henry intended target again. Easton Messer 1 yard away from 1,000. He's already surpassed 100 receptions on the season. 7 catches today.
It's interesting that they, after that last throw that me and you were both confused about from Caden Belkamp. Seems like they may have just benched him for the rest of the game. Obviously, the score is in flux, and it's going to be tough for FAU to come back. But you still have Messer in the game. I wonder if it's because he still needs that 1 yard.
Dom Henry gets lit up. Jamarly Riddle had that covered late. The lumber.
Yeah, again, AJ, ECU's just playing at a different speed today. This is look how he tracks this down from inside out, and that's a legal football play. He hits him dead in the chest with his right shoulder. Like, this ECU defense is just playing at a different speed and a different physicality.
It's a guy that's going to play on Sundays, Marley Riddle. That big defensive sequence brings us to the end of the third. East Carolina, 42-3. It's all Pirates in Boca here today. is at 39 starting the fourth quarter for ECU. Maria Travelpiece caught up with Coach Hurl after the third.
Well, Coach Harrell's message was pretty similar to what he told me at halftime, guys. It was all about keeping the foot on the gas. He said we need to go out there and finish this thing the right way here in the fourth quarter.
He's got about everything he's asked for from his group today. Thanks, Maria. We're about set to start fourth quarter. Again, backup QB in. Zach Gibson for the Owls as he rolls away from some pressure. Gibson across his body. Messer brought it in, and that brings him over 1,000 yards for this FAU season. And into third place all time among single season receiving yards.
AJ, this quarterback, Zach Gibson, he has some moxie. I did their UAB game earlier. He came in when Caden Velkamp was injured on fourth down and threw an absolute dot down the field. You see it right there, off platform to Easton Messer over the middle of the field. What a throw and good catch, all right? Call that the scramble drill, being available for your quarterback.
It's Brandon Hoke with the grab. Nearly a one-handed reception there. Gibson got hit at the end of that play as a flag flew. Fourth FAU player with 1,000 plus. What a season it's been for Easton Messer. Entered today second in the country in receptions.
Holding for 66. Offense. Take a penalty. Defeat first down.
It's actually a hold on Scarlett Jean. Maria, you have more?
Great things to say about Easton Messer. He called him a leader on this team. He said Messer's more laid back and he doesn't get too high or too low, but that's what makes him so good. But the thing that really stood out to me, guys, was the way that Coach Kidley said the younger players on the team gravitate toward Easton. They said he does everything right, from academics to how he takes care of his body, and he set such a good example for the younger guys.
That bodes well for the future. He does all the little things right. Lige, what do you feel his prospects are for the next level?
Yeah, he has an opportunity to get to the league, right? There was a guy that was really good here in LeJontay Wester,
yeah,
that had the same skill set as Easton Messer. And you see him right here being available in the middle of the field in zone coverage. He was a guy that had the skill set to return punts just like Messer. And he obviously transfers to Colorado and then gets drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. So from being a former walk-on, if I'm not mistaken, I think LeJontay Wester was a former walk-on as well, too. He's a guy that can carve out a niche in the NFL.
Gibson's a gunslinger right now, moving FAU down the field. And he's a guy, Georgia Tech a couple of years ago, led him to a win on the road at a top 15 Carolina team. Nearly threw for 200 yards at number 1 Georgia. At the time, he's been in some big games. ACC competition. Here's Shields Dutton turning the corner. Submarines forward to the 5.
Yeah, it seems like Easton Messer has a real rapport with him as well. Like this entire drive, he's been able to find Messer multiple times down the field in zone coverage.
Gibson 5 for 6 off the bench for 75 yards quickly. Rolls left. The traffic, little flick 4, that just went out of play. The misconnect.
And that's an RPO play. He can either hand it off to the running back, Shields Dutton, or he can throw the screen. He decides to get on the edge. Now, the only issue about that, the offensive line is block and run, but they had the presence of mind not to go more than 2 yards down the field. That way, that pass wouldn't be an illegal man downfield.
A host of substitutions here. Second and goal for the Owls. Caden Velkamp looks on. A frustrating day, but an admirable season. To get it off, FAU will have to call timeouts.
Timeout, FAU. Their first of the half.
We're going to break as well.
Timeout on the
42-3 is FAU threatening. Young fans sticking around here, 42-3 our score. 4:59 to play. Fourth quarter. The fans who have made the trip from Greenville, glad they did. Ricketts, Lige Douzable, the tribal piece. Second and goal here for FAU with Zach Gibson in at quarterback. Token motion, hands off, Sands to the goal line, down at the 1.
Nice tough run by Jamari Sands, just short of the goal line. He's motioning to Coach Keatley, hey, give it to me one more time. Let's lean on the offensive line. Let me finish off this drive the right way.
3rd and goal. They fumbled it on the option, and East Carolina recovers. It's been that kind of day for Florida Atlantic. On the doorstep, they can't punch it in.
And guess what it is? Jamarlee Riddle. These two safeties have played out of their mind today. Again, right there at the mesh point between the exchange of the quarterback and running back, it looks like the quarterback, Zach Gibson, wants to pull it. You get a fumble. Nice turnover by the ECU Pirates.
Coming on the field.
Back here in beautiful Boca, 42-3 East Carolina. No problems today from the jump as we take a look at what's still to come today. Army trying to get bowl eligible, 3:30 Eastern against UTSA, and Tulane trying to lock up their spot in the American Championship game. You keep an eye on him over the course of the afternoon and evening. Mike Wright is the new quarterback for ECU, coming in for Caden Hauser to finish things off here in the 4th quarter. Of course, Wright, plenty of time collegiately as a quarterback. He started at Vandy, started Mississippi State, Northwestern. He started at all 3 of those programs at quarterback in his time there. And he's just done it all in Greenville this season.
Yeah, AJ, we were wondering when he would come in with the score being what it's been. Coaching staff loves this guy, his versatility. He can do multiple teams. We talked about it. He punts the ball. He punted earlier this game. He's been a receiver. He's been a defensive back. They love everything about Mike Wright.
And 11 starts as a quarterback at Vanderbilt, 3 in Starkville with Mississippi State, 2 at Northwestern. FAU player is down. 4 or 5 Owls need some help over the course of the day. We'll take a break. 3rd and 7 coming up. Rolling through the 4th quarter here in Boca Raton. Lige, I know you appreciate good art.
Hell yeah.
That's the Axeman right there. I don't know the origin.
That's a unique piece right there.
Just appreciating it. 42-3, East Carolina has dominated this one from the jump. Mike Wright,
Please set
Jr.
the play clock to 40 seconds. Both clocks.
In at
Start of my
quarterback for
signal.
the Pirates. That was Najon Barber, who got nicked up at the end of the last play, but able to jog back and stay in here on this 3rd and 8.
Use it helps us.
Wright's in his 4th collegiate stop. He's going to run to the near side. A little stiff arm. Sent out of play. It's only thrown 6 times this season. Utility, do-it-all guy. East Carolina. He punted today as well.
It looks like he's going to stay in and punt right here.
Why not? Why not? This guy's got a job, too. He works at Georgia Power on the side. He stays busy.
Does literally everything for this ECU team.
Gotta double check now. That first punt went 32 yards. Rugby style. This one looks better off the foot. Not sure where that went out of play. Well, let's take a look at what Easton Messer has done today to conclude his season. 10 catches, 86 yards. Lige, he's over 100 receptions and 1,000 yards on the season.
Yeah, this was that explosive punt return. You see him over the middle of the field. He's their slot receiver. Very tough guy to bring down after he catches the ball. He took some shots today, AJ, but he kept competing. Matter of fact, the first offensive play, he fumbled the ball on a screenplay, but you love how he responded in this game.
We talked about it early in this game, if you're the go-to guy in Zach Kitley's system, you're probably going to have a standout season. I think more about players who have thrived in Kitley's systems through the years. I think back to Josh Kelly at Texas Tech, obviously last year, 1,000-plus yard receiver, was 7th in the country in receptions per game. As Gibson was near side, Jamari Sands earns a first down there and shoulder into the defender to finish the play. A couple of years ago, it was really prolific when he was in Bowling Green at Western Kentucky. And Jarrett Stearns had nearly 2,000 yards in the Triple Crown, right? One of only 3 players since 2000 to go first in the country in receptions, receiving yards, receiving touchdowns. You know the other 2 off the top of your head?
I don't.
Michael Crabtree in 07.
Okay, yep.
And then Devonta Smith, 2020.
Makes a lot of sense.
Good company.
Very good company to be in. And to your point, AJ, if you're in Kitley's offense and you're the #1 option, you're going to have probably a prolific season. And Easton Messer, again, coming into this week, led all the FBS and receptions per game.
Sands shimmies forward a couple of yards. And again, not just at the wideout position. Obviously, when you have a quarterback that knows what you're trying to do, that makes everything go. It was Bailey Zappi during those Western Kentucky days, who obviously has parlayed that into an NFL career since then. They ran the ball well last year at Texas Tech, too.
Yeah, their running back got drafted by the Bengals.
Taj Brooks, right? Yep. FAU just wasn't able to as consistently establish their run game this year. Even with that, though, prolific numbers, of course, of the season. 3rd and short, Sands fighting for yards. He does earn a first down and some more. Hard running, Jamari Sands. Give this guy some credit. Redshirt sophomore, playing till the end here despite the score.
Love him continuing to battle and continuing to fight. And that's like the second or third time today, AJ. Like, you think he stopped for 1 or 2 yards, he bounces off the defender and gets an additional 5 or 6.
Gibson will check it down. A lot of running here for Jabari Smith, who gets inside the red zone.
He has,
go ahead,
I was going to say, he has another gear as well, too. You saw him cut back across the field. Feet just got from up under him, and Turf Monster got him a little bit. Looks like he had an opportunity to maybe even get into the end zone right there.
8 minutes to play here. FAU was on the 1-yard line that last drive. Gibson had led a terrific drive. A fumble on the exchange. Gibson made the right read. Shields Dutton gets a couple here on 2nd down. DJ Johnson Jr. in on the tackle. Jade Card in as a wide receiver here for FAU. Some of his first snaps of the day on your screen. 3rd and 3. Gibson goes to the back of the end zone. That's picked off. 3rd interception of the day for East Carolina. That one courtesy of Angelo Ross, the freshman from Baltimore.
Yeah, and he's going to get unsportsmanlike for the spike at the end. But you got to love the energy. This is a backup, true freshman nickel corner who's in the game because of the blowout.
For a touchback. After the play, unsportsmanlike, number 39, East Carolina. Half the distance from the 20-yard line. First down.
And Zach Gibson's played a lot of football, AJ, to your point earlier. You have to know in the red zone, those are tight windows. You cannot throw the ball that late across the middle. It's a nice job by Angelo Ross, just playing with vision, eyes to the quarterback. He cuts in front of that. He was trying to go to number 5, Jabari Smith, but he's just late with the football, ends up getting picked up. That's something that's ailed FAU today. They've been able to drive the ball to the red zone. They just haven't been able to finish drives in the red zone.
And this game really isn't representative of how competitive FAU has been this season. We were talking during the break a few minutes ago. The 2 games they probably wish they could really have back. That FIU game back in mid-September when turnovers were a huge part of that loss. They were in the game late, even despite all that. And then, of course, UConn last week. As Wright flings it far side. That's incomplete down the sideline. Those two, they go a different way. A couple fewer turnovers, different play here or there. FAU being their first bowl game since the Montgomery Bowl in 2020, and they have had their first winning season since 2019 when Lane was at the helm.
Correct. You go back to last week, they had an opportunity on defense in the 2-minute drill to get off the field. And even at the end, right, Garrison Smith missed a field goal to extend that game into overtime. And you talked about it in the Shula Bowl, right, against your rival. If you turn it over that many times, it's really tough to win games.
Elon Robinson was the intended target that last play. Run here. Even it with Marlon Gunn, gets over 100 yards today with that carry.
Yeah, he's a senior on this team. They are getting him highly involved. Usually, they would put in some younger guys, but the way he's run with purpose and determination, I love that Coach Harold is keeping him in there to close out this game.
He's got a quarter of his season rushing total with today's 100-plus yard game. His previous season high was 64 yards at Temple, and that was a day in which East Carolina's offense put over 600 yards of offense. They were on pace for that today, but certainly slowed things down in the second half.
And even now, right, they're using the entirety of the play clock. They are a up-tempo offense, just trying to bleed some of this clock and close out this game.
Marlon Gunn continues this career-high day. Been talented ECU backfield this year. Montgomery, Gunn, Engelman. We've seen Jenkins get involved. They got a rotation that very easily, consistently 3 deep. They relied on Montgomery a lot more second half of the season, but all three have proven, even Jenkins, like we said, they can be contributors.
Yeah, and he's in now, and he got some burn earlier in this game. He's another guy that runs with determination as well.
Wright's keeping it. Just take a seat. Langston giving him a love tap.
Little friendly love tap on senior day.
82 total plays now for ECU. FAU at 62. Remember, these are the top 2 teams in the country in that department. Owls came in averaging over 78 plays per game. And David Baker in his bag from the jump today.
Yeah, he was. I mean, the mixture of run and pass, he was keeping his FAU defense off kilter. Just giving them so much eye candy to look at. And again, Marlon Gunn ran with purpose, and Caden Hauser was just so efficient throwing the ball down the field, and even got the quarterback's legs involved with quarterback run.
Looking forward to seeing who East Carolina draws in the bowl game. Fun matchup. Everybody takes the field. Tough task for any opponent to slow down. Hauser, Montgomery, Riles, Connor, Anthony Smith. If you told ECU fans heading into this game that Anthony Smith and Yannick Smith would combine for one catch,
yeah.
Might be a little concerned. There was no need to fret.
Yeah, offensive coordinator John David Baker, he knew going into this game plan that the tight ends would be heavily involved, and talked about how Desario Reels had a really good first quarter, and then Javante Connor kind of came in the second and third quarter and had a big game as well. They took advantage of those linebackers in space.
Timeout, East Carolina. Their first of the half. They set the game clock. 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
Riles and Connor combined for 11 catches today, 100-plus yards. And well done to Riles, who picked up a career high in receptions and receiving yards. 7 catches, 87 yards today with that touchdown as well.
Yeah, they're so multiple with those tight ends because both of them have receiver-like skill sets with the ball in their hands in open space. So they do a really good job of sometimes spreading them out there and getting those matchups on safeties and tight ends where they feel like they have the advantage. They can take advantage of those matchups.
What East Carolina has done this year could be a model for FAU. Remember last year, East Carolina led the country in turnovers.
Correct.
That's where FAU is right now. Worst turnover margin in America. What they do, take much cleaner care of it this year. Just 12 entering today versus the 30 they had last year. And conversely, it's leading ECU to an 8-win regular season. I'd be surprised to see the Owls take a step forward next year as Wright's dancing around. Hits the ground.
Hope he's all right. He's getting up slow.
Frustration here. Off the field for what initiated that. Damon Allen, exception to something. ECU will improve to 13-5 since Blake Harrell took over, as Hughes did last year. Spiraling kick for a catch call for the 19. Well, it was funny, Lige, you asked Coach, hey, what's different now in the full-time thing after the play, nothing more. What's different now, first full season, full-time? He was talking back to last year at some of the dicier play calls he may have had. He said, hey,
playing with house money.
House money. He's playing with his own money this year. It's still going well, though.
Correct. He was like, I was a little bit more aggressive last year because I was playing with house money. Didn't know if I was going to get the job. He's like, now that I got the job, I'm playing with my own money now. So if I make a decision and it looks bad, it all falls on me. But hasn't really deterred him from being aggressive. He's not overly aggressive, again, defensive-minded coach. But again, I just love that he's brought his energy and he's changed the culture at ECU, and that's why they've been one of the most consistent teams over the last year and a half in the American Conference.
His fingerprints have been all over the defense this year. That's Michael Kirch with the grab, the senior from Cincinnati, joined FAU this summer. His first reception of the day on Senior Day.
Yeah, they're a little banged up at the tight end position, so they haven't used as much. They've been going a lot of 10 personnel, 1 back, no tight ends, and 4 receivers. But it's good to see Kirch get a catch in on Senior Day.
Yeah, he spent 3 seasons at Thomas More for earning the opportunity here in Boca. A couple of minutes here at Credit Union Stadium. East Carolina, 21 points in the first quarter, 21 in the second. It's done the job. Gibson not on the same page with his tailback there. Josh Harriet, sophomore out of St. Thomas Aquinas. Proud prep program here in South Florida.
Yeah, just trying to check it down to his running back, Joshua Harriet, not on the same page. He gets his head around late, and Gibson throws an incomplete pass.
Gibson at 99 yards since coming in. Over here on the action. Seam is swung down. Some high praise from Deion Sanders after entering the transfer portal. Just a log jam at the wide receiver spot in his time in Boulder. Said this young man, he's going to succeed wherever he goes. Seam, again, another beneficiary of this air raid offense. At 7.
Yeah, he's played really well. Had that big time catch for Rice on 4th and 1 on a slot fade to go up in that game. He's a guy that can play in the inside, outside. They like him in space because he's a run after catch type receiver.
Incomplete to Brandon Hoke there, freshman. This FAU rush. He's up 4th down. Offense is going to stay on the field here for FAU. 4-8 campaign, Florida Atlantic. They showed a lot more potential this year, alongside of a couple of games, keeping them out of bowl eligibility.
Free play.
Free play. Gibson, he knows it. 7th-year senior taking a shot. Flag late. I think a little taunting for ECU may add to things at the end of that. It was Ross who had the interception earlier, and the unsportsmanlike after that. Already has one. Carroll's calling him over. He's not happy.
No, and if you're Angelo Ross, you got to be smart. You had an interception. Yes, you're a young player, but there's a certain way to do things. There's a certain way to win. You see it right now. Coach Harrell giving it to him. You got to be smart in that scenario.
Defense, 5-yard penalty. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 39, East Carolina. His second of the game, number 39, is ejected.
That's the last thing you want. You shine in your opportunity. Got an interception.
1st down.
2 unsportsmanlikes ends your day. Big Carroll let him know his displeasure.
You just, again, I get the excitement. You don't want to take the excitement out of football. You want guys to be on the edge. But despite the football, after your interception, so you already have one unsportsmanlike. If you get another one, AJ, you're out the game. So you can't talk somebody after you get a PBU, especially because they were going to have another opportunity anyway because the defensive lineman jumped off sides.
Harriet can't corral this. It brings us to the 2-minute timeouts. East Carolina, moments away from win number 8 to finish off the regular season. The conference championships all coming up here soon, starting with the American next Friday. You can catch all 4 of these conference title games on ABC. We know North Texas is in the American title game. Tulane can wrap up their spot with a win today. Big 12, SEC, and ACC to follow. Out of the 2-minute timeout, Xavier Sands earns first down yardage across the country right now. Ohio State pulling away from Michigan in the second half. Miami needed a big win at Pitt today. They're up 31-7. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with the Canes and the playoff project. Your alma mater, they're giving BYU a run for their money for a minute.
They were.
tied with BYU, 14 for a while. The Cougars up by 10. FAU. Second down here.
Yeah, we were looking at those conference championships and when they'll take place. We saw Texas A&M go down last night. Texas Tech and BYU are already solidified in the Big 12 conference championship game. And if Tulane takes care of business tonight, they'll be playing against North Texas. That ball comes out weird out of his hands right there. That might be a fumble.
I think it was a live ball. Gibson saying that should be incomplete. When did the ball slip out?
Refs haven't made the decision.
Gibson
says it's a fumble.
Wow. Trying to get his audio on.
Ruling on the field was a fumble. Replay is reviewed the play. It was a forward pass, incomplete.
Edwin Lee, our referee today. Gibson will get another shot.
Let's see where this ball comes out. It's interesting because at the top of it, it doesn't look like it's loose. It just comes out of his hand awkwardly. Yeah, it just pops up. So I like that call as an incomplete pass. Because when he reared it back, it wasn't like the ball was moving when it came out. But just again, weird how it came out of his hands.
Mentioned this will be the first year since 14 ECU's gotten to 8 in the regular season. That was during a really nice 3-year stretch for the Pirates. They had 26 wins in 3 years. They were 10-3 in the 2013 campaign, won the Beef O'Brady's Bowl against Ohio. At the end of the 2000s, 08, 09, they were conference champions. It's their last conference titles. Sands shoved out of play. They get their core coming back. Folks better keep an eye on these guys from Green.
They'll be interesting. They're obviously going to have to do some work when it comes to those receivers. Both of their receivers are seniors this year. I mean, Spalding still has another year of eligibility, so it'll be good to potentially get him back. Yes, he's a redshirt junior.
Yannick Smith, sophomore. He was their second leading wideout.
And those two tight ends they still got at least 2 years of eligibility left too. So
it proved how much weapon they could be today. Fourth down, Gibson. And that will be the final throw of his collegiate career, which began in 2019 with Akron. For years as the starter there. He's played in some big games at Georgia Tech. Last year at Georgia State, and the 7th-year senior wearing number 7. These are the tough moments end of a regular season for the seniors who aren't heading to bowl games their whole lives. The season will continue for East Carolina in a bowl game. Where to be determined. East Carolina's trying to take a knee, got a little physical on the edge there. A frustrating day for FAU. Down to the end zone. First game this season, partner, they have not scored a touchdown.
Yeah, really tough when you get to the red zone and you turn the football over multiple times. I believe 3 times in the red zone they turned it over today. It's not going to bode well as far as executing and having success on offense when you're doing that.
And that's the final snap, which will do it. Blake Harrell has guided East Carolina to its first 8-win season in the regular season since 2014. Hayden Hauser has had such a fabulous 2025 campaign. Caps it with a 258-yard day, 2 touchdowns. Marlon Gunn runs for 130 yards. DeCiriel Riles, career-high 7 catches on 87 yards. And East Carolina, 8-4, heading into bowl season.
Also, I believe this is the first time they had 6 American Conference wins in a regular season. So trajectory arrows going definitely up for this ECU Pirates. And also got to give some love to defensive coordinator Josh Aldridge. His defense was suffocating today.
All right, let's send it down to Maria with Coach Harrell.
Coach, you've talked so much about how well this team has responded all season long. You do it again today in dominating fashion. What impressed you most about your team today?
Yeah, they go back and fight, go back to work. Whatever happens the previous week, it doesn't faze them. Win number 8, special hadn't happened since 2014. East Carolina, and then 6 wins in the American Conference. First time in the American Conference for East Carolina, and just super proud of this bunch. And now it's ready to go win a bowl game.
You just mentioned those 2 stats. What are you most proud of, though, about this team this season?
That they're a team. It's not a bunch of individuals or guys that are me, and that's easy to happen in college athletics right now. Worry about a lot of external factors. They focus on the team, they focus on each other, and they care for each other, and that's pretty special.
One more bowl game. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you very much, Maria.
Thank you, guys.
Maria, Coach, appreciate it. Lige, final thoughts on what's been a very successful East Carolina regular season.
Again, love what Coach Harrell has done after taking over as interim halfway through last year. He's brought his culture, his feistiness, right, his grittiness, his energy to this team. And again, a true team shows who they are after adversity, right? They get punched in the mouth versus UTSA, and they bounce back in a major way. And they've done it all year long, AJ. So love, again, the trajectory of where ECU is going.
Partner, enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, it's been
fun one today. Fun one all season long here for East Carolina. They take down FAU 42-3. Big thank to our entire production team led by Brett Walensky, Garrett Rain, Easton Swarnigan. For my partner, Leger Duzable, and Maria Tribal Peace, I'm AJ Ricketts saying so long from Boca Raton. For the final score, East Carolina 42, FAU 3. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. East Carolina wins big in Boca.